man, every time you look up, every time you look down, everywhere you look, it's just excitement here in South Florida. I'm not just talking about Dolphins practice, because every practice you got to go, come on, guys, don't get hurt. Canes practice, we're hearing about Carson Beck being great. And of course, the Marlins and Inter Miami have done their part to make this an exciting weekend, sports-wise, in South Florida. Where you at? I am Dan Day with my cousin, Vladimir Louison. I don't even know what the biggest story is today. I know what the biggest story is today. Our Miami Marlins, a team that a lot of people thought would be lucky to only lose 100 games this season, are now one game below 500. And not just one game below 500, one game away from sweeping the big, bad New York Yankees. Woo! Yesterday, I said, I wish, one wish was to Santa Claus to get that win against the Pittsburgh Steelers December 15th in cold weather. But another wish would be to go in there yesterday and give Yankee fans nothing to cheer about. And lo and behold, that pitching staff for the Miami Marlins gave the Yankees fans nothing to cheer about. I said, let's scatter like 4 hits over the day. Nope, they didn't even give them that many hits. It was unbelievable. Yuri Perez and those guys were fantastic. 2 hits yesterday for the New York Yankees, and a bad base running blunder by former Marlin Jazz Chisholm, making Yankees fans probably leave a little early. Vlad, did the Yankees fans leave early? You were at the game.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get a chance to go to the freaking game.
Oh, no. Something bad happened? Is everything okay? No, I'm not being silly. Like, if you're listening right now,
bro, I left here. I left here at 3:15. Trevor didn't get here till like freaking 3:50, and we got to the stadium, and traffic was bad. Parking, it was bad by me. I should have left early. I should have just taken my own whip. It was just bad by me.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, man. That's terrible.
Yeah. So I didn't. Yeah, bro. Driving around trying to find parking. It was like the top of the 4th. It's like, you know what? I was pissed. So I was like, just go.
It was a sold out game. So big.
I get it. But the thing about it is buy a prepaid ticket. And I told them, listen, it was my mistake.
Understood. Okay. Well,
my mistake.
I watched the game for them as much as I could. And man, I was so happy. So happy. So then I didn't decide. I went to the Inter Miami game against Naka. What a classic.
I was going to hit you up too.
It was unbelievable.
Did you buy those tickets?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to hit you up because I was so pissed. I wanted to see something.
I am not going to lie. I got texts all last night. Daniel Solano, who's going to be on at 1:20 to talk about the greatness of the game, and other friends and other fans were texting me all night long like, holy crap.
Damn,
what just happened? Messi goes down in the 8th minute. So you know me,
yeah.
I'm already like, yes, not that he's hurt, but like I come to see teams. I don't come to see players. He goes down in the 8th minute, and Inter Miami has so many obstacles they have to overcome. So outplayed by Naka at certain points in the game. They just found a way not just to win, but to win on penalty kicks. It was just fantastic. Getting there, first of all, the Inter Miami people were great. Sat up there in the press box, went around a little bit too. Place was packed. I mean, if the Marlins Yankees game was sold out, Inter Miami Naka was 97% sold out. Great stadium, very small, so there's not a bad seat. Everybody is in it to win it. Obviously, it's all Inter Miami fans. I saw maybe like 4 Naka fans the whole time. Man, you get there. Messi goes down in the 8th minute with a bad hamstring. We get an early goal. Then we get an early red card. So now we're down a man. Got to go on the defensive. Eventually, they get a goal. They get a red card. They get another goal. And with the 92nd minute, Jordi Alba comes through with a header, sends it into penalty kicks. And then penalty kicks. When you got the likes of Rodrigo De Paul, when you got the likes of Jordi Alba, when you got the likes of El Pistolero, Luis Suarez, these guys have seen it all before. You're like, we got to win this. The crowd is all into it. Everybody's talking, hanging out. Luckily, I had some interpreters with me for the most part. So when things kind of got crazy in the crowd and stuff, I knew what was going on. It was wild. It was fun. It was an Inter Miami win in a shootout, shootout. Oh, man. It was a wild night. Instant classic right there, at least for the season. Maybe not of all time, but it was one of the more exciting games ever. And everyone left pretty much happy. And people at Inter Miami, they were giving away plantain chips at the end of the game. Every exit had just boxes of plantain chips. I was like, whoa, okay. So I got a billion plantain chips that I'm never going to eat in my house. But if you need some, let me know. I got you covered.
I'm good, man. I'm glad you had a good time, bro.
Wow.
Glad you had a good time.
What a night.
The friends and family have a good time.
Of course, everybody. It's family. It was just great times, man.
Nice.
And first of all, I want to sing the praises once again of my brethren over there in the supporters groups, Vice City 1896, and don't want to forget about Southern Legion. The entire game, standing, yelling, screaming, banging drums, blowing trumpets, jumping around, waving their flags and banners. The entire game, it blew people's mind that I was with. They were like, how do they have that much energy? I'm like, they're into their team. It's truly chanting, screaming. It is an atmosphere there at now Chase Stadium. You got to get out to a game. They got another one Wednesday night at 7:30 against Pumas. This is going to be their biggest test of Leagues Cup right now. Standings very, very good to advance for Inter Miami. Not quote unquote official, but very, very good. Messi going to be a question mark, of course, with the hamstring going out in the 8th minute. But man, could not ask for very much more, except I'm going to ask for a little bit more, just a little bit more. Can I get a Marlins win today and sweep the New York Yankees? I mean, I always want the Marlins to win. Marlins, what did you say, Vlad? 10-1-1 in their last 12 series.
9-1.
Well, today they've won this series.
You're right.
They won this series. It's over.
They're 10-1-1 in the last 12 series. So yeah, and they could get to 500.
Okay.
And if you win. Well, you won this series. If you win the next series against two of the best teams in the AL, that means a lot. Like because the Marlins, their schedule hasn't been easy. If you look at it, they're playing really good teams and they've been winning. Like ever since that West Coast trip, bro. Ever since that West Coast trip when they went to San Francisco and Arizona, I believe, and they swept them. It just been the only series they lost was it Atlanta? I think it might have been Atlanta.
It's been so long, but I'm just so used to winning.
Just great pitching performances and great hitting. The kid that we traded here for Jazz, he hits the 2 solo home runs.
Augustin Ramirez, 2 solo home runs. And that's not really against his former team. It's more of his former organization.
Yeah, I mean, the team that he was, drafted by.
Right. He is a rookie. So, I mean, it's not like he's going after his whole team.
But, it's still, you still like to do it against any team. It doesn't matter. You doing it against the team that drafted you, and you're the only
person
offensive, the only offensive output in the game. Yeah, that was a good game. But like Zach and I said, after that crazy 12-11 game, we expected a low-scoring game. I didn't expect them to be only 2 runs scored, but it was a packed house.
Yeah,
they need to do better, Lone Depot, with the parking situation because that was really it was a crap show. So that was bad. But yeah, man, next time just do yourself, man. Don't rely and wait on anyone, especially if they're not a fan of your team.
Man, I barely got to Inter Miami on time, but that wasn't me. You know me, Vlad.
No, I know your situation. You're coming from way even further.
I
south.
Also had to pick people up, and I had to do all this, and I felt bad because our dude Mike, who's a great friend of ours, I had told him, like, look, you can save you on parking. We can meet up maybe before the game. I'll pick you up at Funky Buddha and bring you in, and that way you don't have to pay for parking. But I didn't have time. I felt bad, but I got there during the national anthem. So, but if it's up to me, when I got off at 4:00, I'd have gone straight to the stadium and just hung out with the supporters groups, like Vice City 1896 party. And then I don't leave after the game. I stick around. I watch the fireworks. I hang out in the parking lot, maybe, hydrate a little bit and then leave. Cause I'd rather sit in a parking lot than sit in traffic. And that's just one of those things, but
I would have done the same thing. Man.
The good thing is Inter Miami Stadium's not that big. So the traffic isn't that bad, but it's still a little messy.
I just hate that part.
You can get out. But man, it was, I would say 95% full last night.
Nice.
I would say a technical sellout, but actual sellout. There was like when I say a few seats, like every once in a while you'd find a seat or two that were empty, and I mean every once in a while. So there's probably tickets that were bought that just people weren't attending. Whew, what a game. We're going to have Daniel Solano on at 1:20. He's going to kind of discuss the implications of all that. That Rodrigo DePaul, oh, man, he is as good as advertised. And Jordi Alba was talking noise all night long. He went after he made his penalty kick, he went personally to the goalkeeper of the other team for Naka and started just pointing at him and yelling at him. These guys are getting into it, man. I was very happy for Inter Miami last night. And you can feel good when they got a goal in like the 79th minute, Naka, I was like, oh, it's 2-1. And then in the 92nd minute, Jordi Alba got that header. I was like, oh my goodness. And then there was plenty of opportunities for both teams. It's because they were both down a man, as we talked about. It was just absolutely unbelievable. So great night at Chase Stadium. Naka actually kind of outplayed Inter Miami, but you know what they say, Vlad? Final score, man. It's all about the final scoreboard. Ooh, Dolphins had practice today. We're going to get into some of the ups and downs and highs and lows and stars of practice, if there's a such thing. But Mike McDaniel, and we're going to get into what next segment. Mike McDaniel did speak with the media before practice today, and we're going to want to hear what he has to say. But real quick, a quick synopsis. Austin Jackson injury sustained Friday at practice is a minor, and barring any setbacks, the injury should just keep him out until game 1 against the Colts. The offensive lineman was said to have been stepped on. Stepped on. Nothing relating to his knee.
Okay, but still, that's a long time to be out. Just for
I think it's
I mean, it might be precautionary.
Let's hope,
but I would want some type of continuity with this offensive line.
And that's the biggest thing they say about an offensive line. You can have all the skill in the world, but they have to gel to be a good offensive line. So yeah, you have a good point right there that him not being there could cause some camaraderie issues. I don't know if this is good news or just it's not bad news. Safety Afatu Melifonwu did return to practice today. He's expected to be the other starting safety. So he had been out for a while with an injury. He is back. So that's good. The Marlins did shut out the Yankees 2-0 yesterday. Augustin Ramirez hit 2 home runs, and Yuri Perez, he only gave up 2 hits over 6 innings. The team only gave up 2 hits over 6 innings. Fish go for the sweep today at 140. I hate to be like this. It's sadistic, but I like the fan for the Yankees that never goes to games, never watches games. They're going to go to one game of the year. They go to that game yesterday and have 0 to cheer about. And that's not just Yankees fans. That's any fan that only, they just kind of, they posture.
That's dumb. What if they live in South Florida?
That's okay.
So this is the only game they can go to.
No, you can go to all 3 of them. Like you were trying to go to all 3.
But so what? What do we mean? Like if
you follow the Yankees though.
So what? They can follow the Yankees too. They can only be able to afford one game. Like
they can only afford one game.
They can only afford one game.
Okay,
maybe.
Messi left the game in the 8th minute with a hand. I mean,
you're tough on families.
I'm not tough on families. I said the fan.
Okay, so what if the fan only can go to one game?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have poked the bear about the Yankees getting swept.
It's not even about the Yankees. It's how you ripping the fan. Like, I don't get it.
I'm not ripping the fan.
Then who are you talking about?
I'm ripping the fan that is not that.
You're ripping the fan.
Yes, I'm ripping the fan. Yankees fans, once again, I hope you go home silent today.
Just say you just ripped the Yankee fan. Don't rip the fan that just decided to go to one game. That's the only game you can get to. Don't give me the look like that.
Okay, all right.
You work 6 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if the let's see, what is your team? Okay, fine. Say that you didn't have the Marlins weren't your team. Say the Braves were your team. And the Braves, you only got 1 day to see the Braves, and they're coming for a 3-game series. Am I gonna say, oh, Dan, the Braves fan, you should go to every 3 games? Or, oh, you're going to 1 game? Good. Enjoy yourself. Hopefully,
if I go to 1 game and they don't score, I say, oh, man, they got me.
Well, they got you. That's it.
There you go. Marlins got you.
No, but
not you, but
yeah, but you're going crazy at the one fan. No, you can say it. Choose your words correctly.
I will. Messi left the game in the 8th minute with a hamstring injury. Maximiliano Falcone, he got red card in the 17th minute. Jordi Alba scored a header in the 92nd minute to help Inter Miami defeat Necaxa 5-4 in a shootout. Next up, Pumas, Wednesday at 7:30. 5 Panthers have been added to Canada's Olympic hockey orientation team. Brad Marchand, Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, Aaron Ekblad, Carter Verhaeghe. So a lot of the Panthers going to be represented.
You know what's going to happen in the Olympics?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
You know it's going to
Don't say it.
It's going to be Canada versus U.S. and it's going to be like half Florida Panthers and the Canadians.
Oh, I thought you were going to say someone's going to get hurt. I was like,
no, I'm not going to say that dumb. No, why would I?
You said that for the 4 Nations face-off.
And what happened?
That's what I said. Don't say it.
I'm not saying for that, but what I'm saying is with so many great players on this Florida Panther team, don't be surprised if most of the players are going to be part of the the Olympic team.
I would think half of the Panthers.
Half of Finland will be Panthers team, Panthers players. Canada's going to have Panther players, and the Americans are going to be led by Panthers players.
At least Matthew Tkachuk
and Brady.
And Brady Tkachuk, yeah.
I'm a Brady.
Are you kidding?
He's an honorary. Come on, man. And he's like part owner of the Elbow Room. He's an honorary Panther.
He was there at the finals on the ice with the Elbow Room shirts on. So yes,
I was trying to. I was like, hey, I was giving him a look. Yeah, you might want to enjoy this. Really, as a Panther.
I think he kind of was enjoying it.
Nah, he wasn't. He was laughing. He was smart. Obviously, he still loves his Ottawa Senators. But with the salary cap going up, and this team just built for the next 3 years, it'll be nice to add baby Tkachuk onto the roster.
Bam Adebayo is happy with the moves the Heat have made this offseason, saying it's a very good shakeup of our team, and now there's a different dynamic to it.
What shakeup is there?
I'm reporting the facts. I'm not trying to.
I'm asking you a question. What shakeup has the Miami Heat done?
I'll tell you.
Other than adding Norman Powell
and getting rid of Duncan Robinson. That's a shakeup. You got rid of Duncan Robinson. You got Norman Powell. And you added Kasparas Yakuchonis, possibly to the team. We'll see. He might spend some time down in up in I should say up in Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
Because he was very inconsistent in the summer.
Hey, what changes have this Miami Heat done the team?
They got Norman Powell.
That is.
They got Simone Fontecchio. He played 17 minutes a game last year for the Detroit Pistons. They lost Duncan Robinson. They gained Kasparas Yakuchonis. Drew Smith may be back. I'm just saying what could change. Once again, just trying to state the facts. Damian Lillard returning to Weber State as the athletic department's general manager. That's the big.
So that's the move now.
Yep.
Ever since what's his name?
Steph Curry did it for Davidson.
Woj. Ever since Woj went back to St. Bonaventure, it seems like everybody now who's alumni, or is like the biggest alumni from their universities, now be entering the athletic department as like a general manager or a financial advisor.
Yeah, once again, I think Hawk from the Hawk and Crowder show brought it up best. Like, they really are just kind of a recruiting tool. I doubt Damian Lillard and Steph Curry are like, wait a second, why is our Gatorade bill so high?
Nah.
Oh, no, it also the electric. We've got to change.
No, not even that. They're probably utilizing their endorsements as right. And like you said, to garner attention and obviously to get recruits.
Yeah, they're definitely not general managing the athletic department.
And they might throw in some money to for new facilities.
But they're definitely not getting into the minutia of the day-to-day.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, we need to change the, what do you call the security locks at the front door?
He's not at the Weber State office. He doesn't have a cubicle or anything like that.
Guys, we need this new email system that's really going to make us more efficient. I really think this is what we need to do. Damien, we need you to talk to a recruit. Hold up. This coffee machine's not working.
Damien, we need you to go to Greece and recruit this 23-year-old forward that we would love to transfer over here and play with us at Weber State.
I don't know, man. The athletic department's vehicles aren't tires don't look good. No, they're doing exactly that. They're recruiting and maybe spending some money and doing some things like that. Lando Norris won the Hungarian Grand Prix earlier today.
I watched that.
Oh, he remains second in the overall standings behind Oscar Piastri. That finished second also today, but Oscar Piastri is first overall.
They're taking a break. They're going to go on a summer break.
Ah, nice. They deserved it.
Leonard Hamilton. Whew, terrible season so far.
New team's like, come on, man.
He's really down on himself. Just terrible.
Little League World Series is kicked off in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I give you that headline because get ready. You're going to see a whole lot of it on TV. Or maybe Savannah Bananas. Maybe they'll show both of them. I don't know.
I'd rather watch Little League.
Oh, yeah, definitely watch the Little League over Savannah Bananas. That's just common sense. Florida team was winning earlier today. All right, with that being said, let's take a step into the day spa. New York City's experimenting with putting potty pods across the city in hopes that people will crap them up rather than crapping up the entire city.
Potty pod?
Yeah, so literally, it's just like a little, it's not even a porta potty. It's like a little pod that has just toilets. No like hand washing, nothing. Just so people can use the bathroom if they need it. I mean,
Okay.
they said that there's been less and less public bathrooms in New York City over the years, so they're trying to help relieve that. Pardon the pun. Would you use a potty? I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. I ain't gonna lie. If you're walking through Central Park, I'm just saying, what's some other parks that I don't know? You know New York better than I do. Walking through the East Bronx, I don't even know what type of area that is, and you see a potty pod, and you got to go, then you might as well. To me, I just say, where's the nearest restaurant? Go in there, buy a beer, buy some fries or something, use the bathroom. Everybody wins, right?
I think so. I would guess so.
Other than using a potty pod, man, those potty pods could be used for some weird things, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
In New York City?
They might be used for more than a pod. For potty. You might hear some potty noises and potty birds. That's what you might hear.
Mike McDaniel, no potty mouth, I don't think, today. Before practice, he spoke. We're going to get into that and find out what's going on with our Miami Dolphins. 560 WQAM. He does not want a bloody Sunday. But camp day 10 for the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel spoke to the media before practice and touched on a lot of different things with a lot of different players. There was some good, there was some bad. You know, I'm always trying to be the positive guy, but let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Let's hear what Mike McDaniel had to say that maybe wasn't quote unquote bad, but we know not really good. And when you think bad on this team, you think secondary, Vlad. You think cornerbacks. And when you think maybe the worst of the worst, and I'm not trying to pile on too much, although I'm absolutely piling on, one Cam Smith, we keep hearing we're not going to hold his hand. He needs to be available. He needs to work hard. Mike McDaniel echoed those sentiments about Cam Smith once again today.
This is the story that we're all awaiting his ability to stay on the field. So, every time that there's a setback, we're trying to assess, but we got to stay on the field to continue to develop. I like the stuff that he's doing in his development when he's on the field.
Could he be back soon, do you think, or is it something serious?
No, it's sooner than later. I'm hoping the sooner the better. But yeah, it's days, not weeks.
Mike, okay, Vlad, we've learned this now. Mike McDaniel, when he's succinct, he's not happy. That was a very succinct, very thought out answer. And I'm telling you now, Cam Smith is not going to be a big part of this team. We have reason to believe.
Isn't that
I know the Mike McDaniel's son's best friend or something like that.
Mike, what's it, Chris Greer's son?
Chris Greer, that's what I meant. Chris Greer.
Okay.
I mean, I can't say it enough. Cam Smith has just so not even underwhelmed, so disappointed everyone on this team.
That is,
and he's in the position to be the most needed. And he has to look and say, "This is my opportunity to not just play on this team, but to start on this team,
to be a integral part of this team."
You were a second-round pick, first year. Boohoo, Vic Fangio, old man Fangio didn't like rookies, didn't like you, didn't let you play. Last year you had hamstring problems. This year now it's a combination of injury and maybe it's just a combination of setbacks that. But even Mike McDaniel has not given us any positive. Well, I like what he does when he's out there, but he just simply needs to be out there. Meaning, not much. Ugh. So Cam Smith, please, I'm asking you as a Dolphins fan. Hopefully you're pleasantly surprised, but right now, don't hold your breath. I would not expect him to be a major, integral part of this defense. Austin Jackson, we're going to need him to be a major part of the offensive line. We have found out he's going through a little bit of an injury. Someone stepped on his toe.
Toe.
Gotta watch your toes in these practices. Mike McDaniel talked about Austin Jackson and kind of the timeline on his return to the team.
He got the injury playing football, got stepped on. Has nothing to do with anything but that. And with Austin, the bottom line for me, where he's at, out of all the guys, I would say, he had a time off. He knocked some rust off. He got back and, in my opinion, exceeded where he was playing before. So we're fortunate that, that timetable doesn't seem to be into the regular season.
So Mike McDaniel right there telling you Austin Jackson doing great things, got stepped on, nothing to really cry about, nothing to really worry about. I'm hoping he is absolutely right about that. Very excited to have him back, hopefully week 1 of the season. Nonetheless, I'm hoping it's precautionary, Vlad. He didn't say anything to that effect, but I'm hoping it's more precautionary to keep him out. But you bring up a good point. The offensive line is about gelling. It's about coming together. And with Austin Jackson out in some way, shape, or form, I don't know how much he would have played in the preseason games. It does cause some concern that week 1, to his blind side, may not be at 100%.
Nope.
That's simple.
And you forget about that. You forget he's lefty.
Yeah.
So we're always thinking about Patrick Paul. We're like, oh yeah, we got to get Patrick Paul. And it's like, no, the most important offensive lineman for 2 is the right tackle, which is Austin Jackson. And you hope that Austin, it's not a severe injury. Hope that's what they say, but he is also coming back from an injury last year that took him out for most of the season.
Yeah, exactly. But luckily it's the toe and it's not the knee that took him out for most of last season. At least that's what they're telling us right now. They don't have to really reveal anything about injuries in the preseason, and coaches wisely don't Actually, Mike McDaniel is more forthcoming than some coaches. I know when Sean Payton was with the Saints, straight up would just say, I'm not talking about it. I don't have to, I won't. And that was the end of the conversation.
That's right.
So Mike McDaniel is actually being a little more forthcoming and letting you, maybe relieving some of your tensions that it's his toe, somebody stepped on him, it was a football play, he'll be okay. Tyreek Hill recently during a press conference said he wouldn't mind taking the reins from Devon Achane when it comes to short yardage situations. Mike McDaniel, he wanted to talk about Tyreek Hill wanting to go into those short yard situations.
I thought it was genius reporting by Tyreek, seeing how we had a short yardage period that very day that you guys were in attendance for, and his suggestion was, I guess, congruent with Coach Studesville. That's exactly how we repped the backs in that short yardage period that very day. But we thought it was funny that he reported the news that wasn't news on that practice day in that short yardage period that you guys were all there too for.
So I don't get it.
Tyreek Hill
Am I
saying
supposed to laugh at that, or am I supposed to be okay? He's still continuing.
he's trolling and
He's
acting
trolling,
silly.
acting silly, and I thought this was the things that we were trying to see less of this season.
Right, the silliness, the trolling.
So what is this about? Like,
Mike McDaniel didn't sound exactly happy now that you mentioned it. He's kind of like,
I'm trying to figure it out, Playboy. Like literally, I'm like, is he saying, yeah, he's just trolling, or is it like, yeah, he's trolling? I hope he would not do that.
I think you're starting to hear the people are saying Tyreek Hill. We're getting tired of all this nonsense,
bro. That's what I took.
I think there's probably even been a talk of like, let's cut out the silliness and let's get to the game. You know, like fun is fun, but yeah, he's like, I'm glad he reported something that's not true, and
or maybe something that wasn't supposed to be reported.
Right. Either way, that's not good. Either way, Tyreek Hill. Now, one of the guys that has been a star of these first 10 practices, if you can be a star once again from camp, has been one Willie Gay Jr. Won a couple of championships, Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs. Went over to New Orleans last year. He said it was a clown show. I understand what he means. He says this year, the Dolphins, they're going to be a team. They're going to be working hard. They say every day in practice, Willie Gay Jr. makes a play at the linebacker position. Mike McDaniel echoing how good Willie Gay Jr. has been so far for the Dolphins.
He's magnetic. You can feel his presence inside the building. And he was a fast friend for a lot of the guys in the locker room. But what has jumped off is that his energy isn't, a one-off thing. He brings that every day. It's a pillar of who he is as a person as we get to really get to know him. So what does that mean? Anytime there's a tip or an overthrow, he's a potential takeaway guy. He is around the ball, and he is challenging both the people in his position group and the offense. So that, I think he's a guy that has shown up every day, and I think that's who he is, and we're happy to have him on the team.
I like what Mike McDaniel's saying there. It's kind of like what the attitude and the culture that the Dolphins have tried to bring in very skilled guys that have this attitude that's good, that works hard. And of course, you bring in a true professional, Willie Gay Jr., a guy who has won some Super Bowls with Kansas City. He kind of took a vacation last year with the Saints, but, we all understand how that goes. And then he's here, coming in, working hard. Mike McDaniel singing the praises of Willie Gay Jr. I know, Vlad, you're not 100% sold on him, and I can understand that. It's only day 10 of camp, but he is the type of character guy, the type of skill guy, the type of veteran that we need for this team.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need leaders after you lost a lot of your leaders last year with Calais, and at least on the defensive end with Calais. Willie Gay, you got a guy with postseason success. He's a Super Bowl champion, and probably can speak Anthony Weaver's language on defense, right, more so.
Another thing,
you also need a guy. You also needed depth in the linebacker position, because who's your best linebacker last year? Was it Baker?
Yeah, Jerome Baker.
And he was hurt, right, for most of the season? Or was that the year before?
That was the year before with Jerome Baker.
But he wasn't the same Jerome Baker from
seasons ago. I don't think he was on the team last year, Jerome Baker.
He wasn't?
No.
Who was the linebacker last year?
The linebacker.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about Baker in the 23 season. Last year's linebackers was 20 in the 24 season. Weren't that great. They weren't.
We got Willie Gay Jr. The thing about Willie Gay Jr. that I like is, and this is saying, He played for the Kansas City Chiefs and won some Super Bowls. He knows how it's supposed to be on a team because Kansas City runs a team the right way. He kind of has that. He brings that attitude. You look excited. You get excited for that. Now, back to the secondary. We started with the bad. Now let's go to the good when it comes to cornerbacks. Cam Smith, the bad. Hopefully, the good will be second-year veteran Storm Duck. Mike McDaniel singing his praises, saying that he's gaining some confidence going up against the likes of Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
Waddle and Reek recognize from an authentic perspective some real game in Storm. And I think it's easy to project if I'm Storm Duck that don't be a fool. That should give you some confidence. We were talking about it yesterday specifically with some nuances of his game. He's super consistent, really physical for an athletic corner, and doesn't shy away from any sort of reroute contact. Is actually forced that way, and is competitive each and every day. So it tells me a lot. You gather a lot of information, sometimes just listening, and they invest time into Storm because they believe in Storm and know he can help us win.
Yeah.
That's the happy Mike McDaniel I like to hear, saying a whole lot of nothing with a whole lot of words.
Let me tell you this. I'm looking at the team.
You need Storm Duck.
You definitely Storm Duck. And I give him credit. At least he's the one who's stepping up and speaking and wanting to take on that challenge. But your back sevens.
Got Minka Fitzpatrick?
Because, you got Minka. Last year's linebackers, David Long was the team captain. He was later on cut in the season. Jordan Brooks,
He's
signed from Seattle.
Good.
Duke Riley,
he's a backup.
Anthony Walker Jr. was he's good, mediocre at best, I think. Cameron Good, Channing Tindall,
no, third round pick,
and then Shaq Barrett never played.
Yeah, Shaq Barrett had the issues,
and then Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, who are listed as outside linebackers, they got banged up. So, yeah. You needed to bring a Willie Gay.
You need to bring in Willie. Yeah, Willie. I like his professionalism.
You needed to bring in a Willie Gay because not only you need to bring Willie Gay to add some leadership and experience in that linebacker position, but you also need somebody who's going to calm the defense down if the secondary is acting up. I know you because there's going to be a lot that's going to be put on the secondary. The cornerbacks are going to be. There's no pressure by that front seven or the front four. Let's say the front four. If there's no pressure by the front four, that secondary is going to be under tremendous pressure, and they're gonna have to come through.
Zach Sealer, Kenneth Grant, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Benito Jones. We need you to get to the quarterback quick.
And Jalen Phillips not hurt, is he?
Well, he got a leg whip yesterday. So we haven't gone through the notes and the news yet.
Right, but they haven't mentioned what's up with that. Have they said
All right, let's do this. How about this? Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to join with him. He's going to tell us about what's going on with practice. He's fresh from practice, probably writing articles right now as we speak. He's going to join us next, kind of give us an update, everything that's going on with Dolphins camp. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Oh, nice job, Vlad, for a bunch of reasons. Playing some reggae music. We know Omar Kelly from the Miami Herald. He's got some Jamaican ties. And also, maybe Omar is here to tell us every little thing's going to be all right with the Miami Dolphins. From the Miami Herald, Dolphins beat writer Omar Kelly. Omar, happy Sunday, by the way.
Yes, it's Sunday, but this is a work day for me, as most Sundays will be during the season.
Before we get into the weeds of everything, what are your overall takeaways from today's practice with the Miami Dolphins? What are some things that stood out, and maybe some things that didn't maybe tickle your fancy so much?
Very physical practice, as they've gone 4 days in pads, had 4 days of physical practices. Been very impressed with Patrick Paul most of those 4 days. Today, Bradley Chubb kind of came alive and was one of my top performers. A sack, third. They were in a red zone situation. I believe it was a 3rd and 6 for Tua. No, 3rd and 8 for Tua. And Bradley Chubb delivers a sack, a play after delivering a 1-yard loss for Devon Achane. They were in a backed up period. Mike Hilton, the nickel cornerback, he produced a safety with a tackle on Jalen Wright. That was after the offensive line had 2 pre-snap penalties that backed them up to the half-yard line. But it's good to see that the defense was stout, especially Mike Hilton, who was added after Cater Coho went down. And today ended a 9-practice streak of Tua Tagovailoa not throwing an interception. It was a goal line situation. He was throwing to the edges. I don't know who he was targeting, but Minka Fitzpatrick stepped right in front of it and produced an interception that would have been a pick six if Tyreek Hill didn't run him down all the way down the field. Now, I don't know if Minka was fully sprinting, but Tyreek must have run a 22-mile-an-hour speed. He was jetting down the field, and it really set a tone for what Tyreek is trying to show and the example he's trying to make to this team.
Omar, I'm kind of critical on Tyreek because a lot of the things he's saying is like that song. I've heard it. I've heard it all before.
You've heard it before.
Yeah, I've heard it all before.
He was late to practice again today after saying earlier this week he wasn't going to be late anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are we at the point where we're not just gonna believe anything that he says out of his mouth?
I've been there. And
it's all about what's done on the field. And as long as he could produce on the field and get back to what he was 2-3 years ago, and just try to limit the craziness or the antics, then everything would be okay.
I don't know if everything will be okay. If they win, it'll be okay. If they lose, it's going to be tragically bad. I wouldn't be shocked if he's traded by the trade deadline. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we know Tyreek is a habitual liar. And he doesn't mean ill will towards this, but Tyreek just be talking. Early this week he said he didn't know the offense for the first 3 years. Come on.
Yeah, like Omar, he says this is what it's getting to it's just tiresome now. He says he
learned the offense from Madden previously. What
he also said, what did he say? He said he's gonna take it for the first time in 10 years, he's gonna take football serious.
Yeah.
But then the other day
he meant that. Yeah.
But then the other day he's like, I need to get back to old Tyreek. So which one is it?
Tyreek is going to be himself, which is basically a troll. So, Tyreek likes attention, and Tyreek's a troll.
But somebody
you just gotta deal with it.
But at some point it gets tiresome. I think it got tiresome in Kansas City, and also this is why I give Tua credit. To that statement Tua made a week ago or 10 days ago about when he was asked about the Tyreek. It was a very diplomatic answer, but it was also diplomatic with letting people know he still got ways to go. He still got to earn the trust, not only with me, but with the other 51 teammates that he has.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to me that it might have run it like Tyreek took it to heart or anything like that. He might say something on camera to you guys, but then it's something different.
Tyreek knows there's an issue, and I don't know how serious the issue is amongst his teammates, especially if he's scoring touchdowns. The other day, you saw Jalen Waddle jumped into his interview on the NFL Network, and Tyreek was basically like, and Jalen Waddle was trying to troll him, and then Tyreek started talking about all I'm focused on is being your best friend, and then Jalen just sprinted off the set because he didn't want to talk about it, he didn't want to get into it. I've heard about the Tua and Tyreek beef going back to the offseason. It's I get to the point where even though I'm media, I just ignore Tyreek.
Okay.
And it's not should I have to? No, but I think Mike McDaniel is at the point where he just ignores Tyreek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Let's look for a solution. Is there a realistic
No,
way?
there's not a realistic solution because you're asking him to be somebody that he's not.
No, I'm saying this. Jalen Waddle, we've heard, has worked with Tua Tagovailoa all offseason. They're really on a different level together. Jalen Waddle's been more vocal. He seems like he's carrying himself in a different way. Is there a way that this year Jalen Waddle could overtake Tyreek as wide receiver number one, and then possibly whatever else might follow from that?
It's possible, but and there is a greater level of chemistry with Tua, but Tyreek is a freak of nature, man. I've never seen anybody move and play like him in my life, and it cannot be ignored. I think about all the antics that Tyreek created, does, and the team just looked the other way because they're like, damn, he's a hell of a player, and we got a better chance of keeping our jobs with Tyreek here on this team. And the truth of the matter is, everybody knows he doesn't mean harm, but they'll say he's just being Tyreek, and I get it because he doesn't mean harm, and he's a good guy, and it's nothing malice, nothing. He's not trying to be harmful, but he's just a troll.
But after a while, it
gets annoying.
It gets annoying. Omar, let me ask you this.
But when he scores touchdown, you'll be all right with it, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But then, I mean, that's why I wanted that. I mean, piggyback off Dan's question. Do you think offensively, it's always been said that the offense is too Tyreek centric?
Yeah. No, I don't know. People wanted to get back to it last year.
But do you get back to it now? If you get back to it Tyreek centric and he's putting up the numbers, that means you got to deal with all the the nonsense.
You're dealing with it anyway because he's here for 1 year. They're not a chance they'll honor his contract next year because he's on the books for $40 million. So this is probably Tyreek's last year with the Dolphins unless they restructure the contract.
So going back to that point, the question that Dan asked, what if Jalen shows a progress? So that shows that he's
that's great. And Jalen's a good receiver, but he's not Tyreek. Tyreek, let's put this in perspective. Before last season, Tyreek was on pace to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, he still is. Still is.
No, he's still on projection to be a Hall of Famer, not first ballot right now.
I don't know. I mean, Omar, he's got 1,100 yards.
He never had a blemish on his resume until last season.
Right, but if he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. That goes without saying. What I'm looking at.
No. You cannot say that because there are a lot of great receivers who are not in the Hall of Fame. He has to produce at least 3 more seasons.
He's got 2 more
1,000-yard seasons.
I think he can do that easily. I mean, he's at 11,000.
Do you know?
He's at 11,500 right now. If he puts 2 1,500-yard seasons, he's going to be nearly at 14,000, 15,000. So I think that's the 14,000 is the criteria. And with the Super Bowl rings, and he'll be in. Maybe you might be right, no first ballot. But this is a question I want to ask. O-line continuity is very key for me. And it seems to me that they're trying to establish their O-line to be a dominant force so that they can run the ball and not put the ball into his hands all the time. Telling me about, you saying Patrick Paul, once again, it's been having a great practice. Can you talk about the O-line and the continuity and the chemistry that they have and the running attack of Ollie Gordon, Jalen Wright, and of obviously Devon Achane is going to have more of a significant role in the offense?
They were making a lot of progress, especially in the padded practice. There's more of a push to become a more physical team. I see the improvements that James Daniel has on the offensive line. Unfortunately, they lost Austin Jackson to what is a lower leg injury. He's going to be out all off season. I mean, all training camp, all exhibition season. That's going to set them back. They're going to have to work on chemistry when they begin the season. But their starters are good. Their backups are bad, and to the point where Liam Eichenberg would clearly be the top backup at all 5 spots. So take that for what you want.
That's not a good thing.
No. But they've been running more physical. They had some short yardage situations, and they did very well during the short yardage situations. They today was not good because they gave up a safety, and they've been penalized a little bit too much. But I see the progress being made. We won't really truly know until we get to the exhibition season.
Omar Kelly, let's real quick address the elephant in the room, the secondary. We know Jack Jones has very good talent, but sometimes doesn't put it all together. We heard Storm Duck, Mike McDaniel just sang his praises. Mike Hilton is a pro's pro. Cam Smith, I don't even want to worry about. Can you kind of rank the top 4 from number 1, 2, 3, and 4 when it's going to be coming to cornerback and in that secondary? Not so much the safeties, but the cornerbacks that we're working with right now with the Miami Dolphins.
In my stock report for the Miami Herald, I have it's focused on Storm Buck because he's locked in as a starter. Write his name in pen. Now, how well will he perform? I have absolutely no idea. Number 2 is Kenneth Sheffield. Number 3 is probably Jack Jones, Ethan Bonner. Mike Hilton is probably the top nickel guy. He really had an impactful day-to-day. I think I mentioned him as a stock up. I thought he was really competing for that nickel spot with Cornell Armstrong till you really saw the impact that he makes. I mean, when I say it was a physical tackle on Jalen Wright, you remember Madden hit stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, the smallest player on the team gave Jalen Wright a hit stick. It was quite impressive to watch. Very physical player. So I guess the Dolphins are clearly pacing him. But right now, that's my top 5. Probably Cornell Armstrong would be 6. Jason Marshall Jr. makes the team because of practice squad. I mean, because he's a draft pick. Cam Smith, I think they're done with him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I mean,
I think they're moving on.
I don't blame them.
All right. Well, last question for me, Omar. D-line, the front 7. How's it looking? Because that's pretty much where, if there's anything if there's going to be any strength for the defense, it's going to be that front 4 getting to the quarterback. How are they looking? And can they add any more in the secondary? Because I know somebody on our YouTube and Twitch asked, like, what's going on? Why haven't they reached out to Asante Samuel Jr.? What's going on with that? They're
good. They're good with where they are from a secondary standpoint. I think they'll comb the waiver wire when teams pare down their roster to 53. Keep in mind, there are probably going to be 40 unemployed cornerbacks in early September. You could pick from that as opposed to picking from somebody who's been out of work. They also will have opportunity to bid big on veterans that don't have to go through the waiver wire claim. So if a team wants to get rid of a guy because his salary isn't ideal, they could do that. But they're going young. So these guys, they are it. You could get in your feelings about it, but this is where they are from a secondary standpoint. In terms of the front 7, yeah, they're gonna have to hold this team down. I don't really see a weakness on the front 7. They've got 3 very good pass rushers. They've got 3 very good inside linebackers. I love Zach Sealer. I think Kenneth Grant is doing well. Matt Dickerson would be my other top backup defensive performer. They're solid. They're solid in the front seven, and they got some backups that can hold it down as starters. Willie Gay is the top performer at camp. He's just very impactful every day. If it wasn't politics involved, he'd probably be pushing for a starting spot.
I love the professionalism that Willie Gay Jr. brings to this team.
I think it's the energy that's really more important. He's an energy guy, and they need that. They need that on all levels of the team.
Miami Herald's Omar Kelly, what are you working on this week? What can we be looking for from you this week as far as Dolphins are concerned?
I'm for tomorrow's paper. I'm writing basically my top 10 takeaways from week 2, the padded version of training camp. So give you kind of a weekly update of how training camp has been going.
Check him out on social media and, of course, on the Miami Herald's website. It is at Omar Kelly. Omar, thank you for blessing us today.
So thank you.
Have a good rest of your work day. It sounds weird to say that on a Sunday.
I'm so happy that he gets out so early now. He's able to enjoy the rest of his day.
I don't know about enjoy.
I don't know about enjoy. But you know I love you guys when you do radio shows. So anytime.
Appreciate it, Omar. Thanks for listening.
Much love, Omar. Everything you do. That's Omar Kelly, one of the best in South Florida when it comes to the Dolphins, when it comes to social media, when it just comes to being our dude, that is Omar Kelly. Going to take a quick break. Going to get you caught up with everything. Then Daniel Solano going to be joining us, talk a little Inter Miami. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Miami Herald's Omar Kelly just visited us following Dolphins practice earlier today. He had some good news and some bad news. Good news, Willie Gay Jr. is balling out. Bad news, Tua threw his first interception at practice number 10, which is kind of be seen as good news too a little bit. That, it takes 10 practices to throw one interception. Not too shabby, especially in practice. Austin Jackson, we'll see. I did not like the names that he threw out for our top cornerbacks. It was like Storm Duck, and then Mike Hilton was later
I'm
listed.
actually happy that Storm Duck's your number one.
No, and then some of the names he said, I was like, oh, I don't really even know who those guys are. So the secondary is a little, but I did like the encouragement that the front seven is very solid, and they do have a little bit of depth. That right there made you and I kind of raise an eyebrow and say,
And he was impressed with because I was ripping the linebacking core from last year. I didn't even remember the players from last year, but he's saying they have 3 better inside linebackers, and Willie Gay's bringing the energy.
Yes,
more so than the experience. He's also giving them juice, and I think that's something you need. That guy, you need that guy day in and day out. It doesn't matter what it is. He's always going to bring the energy.
Oh, and
when you're down, but you can count on him. It's not fake. It's not manufactured. It's just organic energy, and if that's what Willie Gay brings them, that's great. I'm happy that you're hearing there's more physicality with this team.
That was one of the first things he did say. Very physical
there's more
practice.
physicality, and you've been hearing it with a lot of the padded practice. Because what have I been saying since we've been together on this show? This team does not draft for the conference or the division that they're in.
Cold weather, late season games.
You play in New England. You play in Jersey. You play in New York, New Jersey. In December and January, the temperature there is not going to be a balmy 70, 75 degrees. No, it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's going to be nasty. And there are times that Tua's arm may not be able to squeeze that ball right into the receiver's hands. You're going to need to run the ball. And when you're hearing Patrick Paul having a great
yeah, he's been very high on Patrick Paul.
Springtime, and training camp. You hearing he's having a great training camp? That's important because he's replacing a Pro Bowl,
a Pro Bowler, a guy who was just
an All Pro. He's replacing an All Pro, and
Teron Armstead's on the sidelines, still coaching, still helping out with the team, which I love to hear. Also,
but that also means Teron Armstead loved teaching Patrick Paul. That means what he saw last year with him as a rookie, and he was teaching the young O-lineman the tricks of the trade. You see, the second season, he's being able to utilize that with the kid is a natural. He's talented, bro.
Look, he's got the natural size and
he's
strength.
A natural raw talent.
And last but not least, Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, give you a pat on the back and a punch in the stomach. Makes a very hustle play, running down Minka Fitzpatrick, trying to tackle him after an interception. Would have been a pick six. He's showing effort. Cool. He's working hard.
He did he pulled a DK Metcalf, right?
He ran him down. He showed effort. He showed heart, but he did show up late for practice.
Well, then, if you want to make up for showing up late, that would be a move. Hey, let me go run down Minka on a pick six to let the team know that I'm not going to quit on any play. But you did show up. You said you weren't going to be late, and you were late.
Yeah, I know. That's going to say pat on the back, punch in the stomach.
It's not. It's just like, I'm done. It's like
I'm not done. I'm not done. We need
a cheetah's not going to change.
Tyreek Hill, he has a great year offensively. We're going to have a great year offensively altogether. So,
this
ride or die,
you know
baby.
What? This is the last year.
He said he had one more year. Omar, tell us he
had
one more
last year.
He goes, there's no way in hell they're honoring his whole contract.
This is the last year.
Let's get to some quick headlines. We've got Dan Solano jumping on about that match that I went to last night with Inter Miami and Naka. The Fish, Miami Marlins, go for the sweep of the Yankees today at 1:40. Very excited about that. We're going to talk about Inter Miami in the next segment. Bam Adebayo says he's happy with the moves the Heat have made in the offseason, saying it's a very good shakeup of our team, and now there's a different dynamic to it. What is he going to say? Lando Norris won the Hungarian Grand Prix yesterday. He remains in second overall in the F1 standings. I know we keep an eye on that a lot of the times. And Austin Jackson going to be out at least until week 1, but Mike McDaniel says not too much cause for alarm. Someone stepped on him during a football play.
I don't like anything that says lower leg injury.
Right. They don't have to be as forthcoming, like we said in the preseason, about injuries. So I'm staying positive today, man. I'm feeling good. It's Sunday fun day. Oh, it's Jack McKeon day at the Marlins game.
It's time for the Vlad Jack McKeon story.
Let's go.
1 September 2003, the Marlins doing what they're doing as we speak right now, just starting to get on a winning streak, and it was just winning series after series, and they were in the wild card hunt. Anyway, it was a homestand, and I always forget the reliever's name, but anyway, they had a reliever who Jack McKeon had used 5 out of the last 6 games. Like, the bullpen was tie red. Like, they weren't tired; they were tie red. Like, that's how tired they were. And I think they were playing. It's either the Braves or the Diamondbacks. It was a team that started with an A. Anyway, they had a lead. Reliever cost them the game. They lost, and it was a bad loss because you're in September. You're trying to get to the wild card, so every game counts. Anyway, I go into we go to the manager's office. We're asking the questions, and I was like, "Hey, Skip, why did you use the reliever, the closer? He's been used 5 out of the last 6 games. You used him today. It's 6 out of 7." That man took a puff of his cigar, and I haven't been screaming like that. My daddy didn't even scream at me like that. That's how bad he screamed at me. I was right, though. I was legitimately right. That was a great question by me. I stand by it. But Jack McKeon wasn't having it. I had peanuts and cigar smoke just coming right at me. Pause. He apologized later on, but he realized he was just being an angry old man. But yeah,
they're honoring him right now on TV. He looks great, by the way.
Jackie looks great. Jack looks great. Trader Jack. That's what they used to call him, Trader Jack.
All right, in just a minute, we're going to get to our soccer expert, Daniel Solano. But first, we have to take a step in the day spa. A sexfest worker recently did a tell-all blog about Britain's swing fest. Now, Vlad, I wanted to get into this blog because I thought it was someone like a worker, like a concession worker, or someone that cleaned the grounds. No, she was doing work, and that blog.
Oh, she was a worker.
Oh, she was a worker.
Okay, so what about it?
Cool. Oh, no. We don't have time right now. We're going to get to Daniel Solano next from Battered Herons podcast, talking about that Inter Miami game last night and the game coming up against Liga MX's Pumas. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Like Michael Jackson's best-selling album, and last night's Inter Miami Naka game was a thriller.
I thought it was a beat it.
Thriller is one of the all-time greatest selling albums of all time, and last night was one of the all-time great games of this season, at least, maybe of
Was
Inter
it off
Miami's
the wall?
history. It was off the wall.
Okay.
No, it's black and white. It was either great or bad. It was great. Whatever you want to say. I
Were
was
they
in the house.
dangerous?
Great crowd. Great play by both teams. Naka really came to play, and a great result for our Inter Miami Herons. Now, the great from Battered Herons podcast, Daniel Solano, joins us. First things first, before we get into it, how you doing today, Daniel?
I'm doing fantastic. Got up a little early this morning, went to go play a round of golf, and got out of there before the rain started coming down. It's coming down here in Kendall. I don't know if it's raining over there in El
Oh,
Portal.
it's beautiful around here. This is weird.
This is.
Daniel Solano, break it down. A lot of things going against Inter Miami last night. Kind of go through the hurdles they had to overcome, and what was the likelihood of them coming out of there with a positive result?
Look, Inter Miami was all over the place last night. I know you said they had a good game. They did have some good moments. They had some shaky ones as well, obviously, with the red card to Maxi Falcon early on in the game, the Messi injury, which I'm sure we're going to get into a little bit later. So a lot of things were going against Inter Miami. Inter Miami had to play a man down for almost 70 minutes of the match. Obviously, then in the second half, Necaxa goes down a man as well. So the last few minutes they played 10 against 10. But like you said, it was an absolute thriller. Inter Miami coming back, tying the game in injury time. Once again, another last-minute goal by the Herons. If you remember the game before, Inter Miami got the game-winning goal, also in injury time by Chelo Wigan. But this was a game-tying goal by Jordi Alba. And then, at the end of the day, you go to penalties. It's a lottery. And Inter Miami's goalie did a little bit more than what Necaxa's goalie did. Inter Miami got all 5 of their penalties through. And really what Jordi Alba did, you got to love that attitude, right? You got to love him getting in the keeper's face after scoring his penalty, especially after the keeper was baiting him, while he was going up to take his penalty. So overall, a fantastic result for Inter Miami. It could have been a lot worse, especially with Messi going down a man early. But a positive result. If you get the win, you get 2 points, and now you're in second place, just behind Portland in the leaderboard for the MLS in the League's Cup standings.
My new favorite player, of course, our newest member, Rodrigo De Paul, El Motorcito. Man, he is so good, even to the naked eye. Even if you're not a soccer savant, he is absolutely exactly as advertised. He makes this team go. Can you kind of explain to someone that maybe isn't so much into the soccer world what he does for this Inter Miami team?
Absolutely. His nickname says it everything. El Motorcito, the little motor. He basically engines, the midfield and helps Sergio Busquets recuperate balls, connects the defense to the forwards. He was on the end of both goals yesterday, getting the assist on the game tying goal, getting the assist on Velasco Segovia's goal as well, off of a beautiful pass from Suarez. So, he was extremely vital in getting the team to where they were yesterday, and getting them to tie. And he even scored his goal. I don't know if you saw his wife celebrating his goal on social media, but, she was out there celebrating Tini. And it was a fantastic game by Rodrigo De Paul, and that's exactly why they paid what they paid to bring him here, and why he's going to be here for the next couple of years.
These last 2 games are the reason why you should be excited as an Inter Miami fan. Yes or no?
No doubt. And look, with Messi going down, and like I said, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Some people were happy with that. Not happy like he got down, but the fact that you got to see more of a team play instead of an individual. Certain damn day like that, but
we've gotten into this conversation before, right, gentlemen? We've gotten into this conversation where we talk about, why does the team play to Messi? Why does the team play for Messi? And that's just the way that Mascherano has his tactics for this team. He likes to play through Messi and allow Messi to show his magicianship on the field. And then yesterday when he comes off, you're forced to then find where you're going to get, the offense, where you're going to play through. And they were playing through Suarez for a bit of time. They were playing through Busquets for some time. They also played through Rodrigo De Paul. So, when the GOAT is out, you have to find another avenue to get your attacking. And, Inter Miami was just able to get just a bit enough to escape with 2 points yesterday.
I love that you say that, and you can give us a little more insight since you are a soccer expert. We know in some of the more popular sports here in the United States, like American football, basketball, it shows the mettle of your team. It shows how strong you are as a team when you overcome obstacles. Last night, Inter Miami overcome Messi going down like the 8th minute and not returning the game. They overcome a 17th minute red card. Then they overcome being down a man most of the game. They overcome being down a goal in the 92nd minute to tie it. Then they overcome and kick back. Is that a sign in soccer, like in most sports, that even though, and by the way, they did get a little bit outplayed by Naka, I'll be honest about that, but you still got the result. You still got the win. Does that show the resolve? Does that show this is a team that you can believe in and show how strong this team is, as it is in other sports, also in soccer?
Yeah, no doubt. But it also goes, you have to credit the front office for bringing in the players that they've brought in and building the team that they're currently building. They're not done in this transfer window. They're still trying to get a couple of more players. But you look at the players on this roster, like we've talked about, the Fantastic Four, and now you add in Rodrigo de Paul. But not only do you have those players, you have Noah Allen, who didn't have his greatest game yesterday, but he's coming back working from injury. Falcon, unfortunately was sent off early in the game, like you mentioned, Dan. But he's been vital to this team's defense all season. You had Rocco Rios Novos, who basically hadn't played a minute all season. He comes in back-to-back games and has, a huge impact on the game from the goalkeeper position. Yesterday, he had a couple of saves, and then he made a huge save in the penalty shootout. So absolutely, I think this is, to answer your question, this is a huge sign that this team is battle-tested and this team is ready to win without Messi. It's not a coincidence. Like I said, this team is built for moments like this, and you've got experience, you've got depth, and you have chemistry that goes beyond just one player, even if that player is Leo Messi. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean, this proves that this team is ready to go, not only to win this tournament, but also to win the MLS Cup.
Frustrating night for Luis Suarez. I wanted a goal from him so bad. He got so many good opportunities. One time, the guy actually made a great goal stop. But, man, El Pistolero, tough sledding a little bit last night. But he got his opportunities. I'll give him credit for that.
Absolutely. I mean, look, he's being criticized lately, and rightfully so, right? Unfortunately, the ball is not going in the back of the net. He's in a drought right now, a scoring drought, but he's doing other things, right? He like I said, he had the pass to Rodrigo de Paul to get the ball to Talasco Segovia on that first goal, and he had a couple more opportunities. I know that people are going to point back to that one play in the 88th minute where he's taking the ball down the left-hand side, and he tries to cut back, and he just falls over in the box. But look, at the end of the day, he's a 38-year-old player, 39-year-old player who, in his brain, he wants to play like he's 20 years old. But unfortunately, his legs and his knees don't allow him to do that. So, he's making his impact on a different side of the game, getting his assists, trying to get the ball and play out to his teammates. And you might not see him score, 10, 15 goals this season. But like I said, he's already had 10 assists. He has more hockey assists if you add to that total. And not only that, he made his penalty, and he's a big part of what this team is doing. And to add to that, he only makes 1.5 million, gentlemen. That's the 20th highest salary for a forward in the MLS. Do you know what that is? That he makes the 20th highest salary of forwards in the MLS, and he is number 3 in assists. I mean, he's playing at a top 10 level, obviously not in goals, but in terms of everything else, playing at a top 10 level for forwards in MLS. But he's just not getting the recognition for it because people are focused on the plays where he doesn't finish.
What should they expect in the next game versus Pumas?
It's going to be tough, right? It's going to be tough because of this huge blow to Inter Miami. They're going to be down to men again. Falcon will be out, having a service suspension for that red card. And obviously Messi is going to be out at least for a few weeks. We're hearing so far that he might be dealing with a muscle strain, but there's no real official confirmation from the team. So right now everything is purely speculative. What we do know, like I said, it's going to be a tough blow. The team was really starting to find its rhythm over the last few games, and having Leo go down at this stage of the season definitely throws a wrench into what Mascherano's plans were, bringing in Rodrigo de Paul, possibly adding in a couple of other pieces and getting ready for, like we say in Spanish, la recta final of this season. But with that said, look, I think if Inter Miami makes it to the quarterfinals, I think we're going to see Messi back in uniform. Obviously, they're going to be cautious with him because you don't want to rush a player of his caliber, but I think you'll see him back if they make it to the quarterfinals. Now, talking about Pumas is it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they played Orlando City very well, but one thing to look forward to is they're going to be missing their goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, who was sent off last night with a red card at the end of the match. So that's a huge development for Inter Miami, and absolutely they're going to have to take advantage of Pumas not having their starting goalkeeper. But as things stand, like I said a little bit earlier, Inter Miami sits in second place in the MLS side of the bracket, just behind Portland. Several teams have their second games today. There's 6 games on the Leagues Cup slate, and that really could shake up the table. So we're going to have to wait and see how the numbers fall after Wednesday. But I think Inter Miami has a great outlook for the game against Pumas. Like we've been talking about, just shortly before, this team is battle tested. They have the players, and really all they have to do is mix in some of those bench players and get a result on Wednesday.
You really do have to credit in Big Four, or if you want to call them now the Big Five. We've seen some guys in the past, I don't want to name too many names, but Gonzalo Higuain, that look like they're on a vacation and just frustrated with everybody.
He came to smoke cigarettes and eat empanadas. That's what he said.
I'm telling you, these guys last night were bought in 100%. Suarez, when he missed goals, was infuriated himself, hanging from the goalpost. Rodrigo De Paul all over the place. Jordi Alba getting in the face of the opposing goalkeeper. These guys were really, really into it. Jordi Alba made a point last night. That was dirty work. But this is the thing. You got to give, and Lionel Messi, his legacy is secured. He doesn't have to come here. And then it's just infectious to the rest of the team. You could see the rest of the team playing so hard. You really do have to give credit to these guys. They're not here on a vacation or a retirement plan. They're here to win. And it's really, really, you can get it's infectious with the team, and it's infectious with the fans. And once again, I really think you have to give kudos to Messi and his guys for acting like that.
Absolutely. I mean, even Rodrigo De Paul said it yesterday when they interviewed him after the game. When Messi went down, he didn't know what to feel. Messi, he called Messi the soul of the team and the soul of football. That goes to show you how much Messi means to this team, not only when he's on the field, but also off the field as a leader. These guys really look up to him. These guys really follow him, and not having him on the field on Wednesday and possibly for the next few games is really going to affect this team. But like you said, Dan, it's not just about Messi. The other guys are out there and they're pulling their weight, and they care. They really do care. They want to win. They want to get Messi, this MLS Cup, and I think they're going to do it at the end of the season. I think this is Inter Miami's MLS Cup to lose, and we'll see what they do over the next few weeks in terms of adding a couple of new faces to the roster. But if they can, continue to stay healthy and continue on this path, I don't think there's anybody in the MLS that can really, get over them this season.
Well, let's continue with Messi and drama. What's up with the bodyguard, man?
Oh my goodness!
What's up with Messi's bodyguard being kicked out of he's kicked out of every event now?
He's banned now. He's completely banned from Leagues Cup. He's banned from the MLS. I mean, there was a slight altercation, I guess, after the game between Messi and one of the players from Atlas, and he decided to get involved and grab the Atlas player, and he's not really allowed to be on the field. I mean, he's really only there to protect Messi from fans, not from other players. So, he got involved in that altercation. But I want to turn the attention not on Messi's bodyguard, even though it is really funny that he's banned now, but maybe I want to turn the attention on Messi. How fiery has he been this season? He has been extremely spicy this season, and it's really nice to see that come from him, because a lot of folks have said that he doesn't care, that he doesn't look like he cares. But seeing how spicy he's been with other players, with referees, with other coaches, I mean, to me, it just gives me a little butterflies inside my stomach.
Well, I mean, if you're Aggie like that, it means two things. The wife is upset with you. Yeah, that's it. I mean, the wife has to be upset with you.
Our guy, first of all, went viral this week because he put up a video of him and Antonello Rocuzzo at the Coldplay concert, which has 1 billion views online right now. So
the wife might have been upset.
You might want to squash that one real quick.
Man,
Thank you, Daniel, by the way.
No, I'm not saying the wife. I'm not saying any nothing. Just, the wife could be upset with you, and the wife is upset with you, messes up everything because you're trying to figure out why she's upset. She might have not even told you that she's upset, but you just know she's been giving the cold shoulder. Or second, your kids are annoying you. That's it. Because I didn't understand why Messi went after that player. He went after that player like that player stole money from him.
Well, because on the goal that Atlas scored, he went and celebrated the goal in Messi's face. So when Messi scored when we scored that second goal, Messi celebrated the goal in his face, and then they went after it, after the game. Tempers flare in soccer, especially when you score those last-minute goals. You can see how much passion these guys have for the game and how much it means to them to win. So, look, I love it. I love the fact that they're fiery, that they're showing this passion, because if not, it would just be boring.
Oh, well, if they're not, it would also be they don't care about the MLS, or they don't care about Inter Miami.
Gonzalo Higuain.
As Dan Day would like to mention all the time. He always mentions how Higuain was just only there for just, like you said, empanadas and the money.
Rodolfo Pizarro.
So as you can see, he's naming the former great players from other clubs in other countries who just came to the MLS and just had a,
I don't know. I wouldn't really rate Rodolfo Pizarro as a great player.
All right, former greats or former good players or former name players, but I don't think Messi's doing that. But no, I get it. He was excited. It was great to see that type of reaction from him. But then I'm like, was it really necessary though? Like, that guy he's a nobody. He was a nobody. He didn't really need to go after that man's neck. He went after that man's neck. Like, you don't go after a man's neck unless
he's been going after a lot of folks' necks this season, though.
Yeah, you notice that. Like, he's going. I mean, I don't know if it's because he's short, but he's always going after necks. Like,
you think he has a Napoleon complex? Is that what you think? He's got a Napoleon complex, so he feels bad that he's short, so he goes after folks' necks?
Well, I mean, it's either two things. It's either you have a Napoleon complex, or you're grabbing the only thing you can grab, and hold on.
So you think that's the only thing he can reach? He can't grab the guy's head, so he can only reach the guy.
Yeah, you're not going. He can't. He's not going after the face or head. He can't reach there. But you go after the neck.
As long as he doesn't go any lower than the neck, I think we're good.
As long as you don't kick anywhere lower. Now, I don't want to be kicked by Messi. You crazy? But it does. But on all fun, put all the fun aside, all fairness, it is great to see that he, at that age, he still got that drive and fire.
Somewhat soccer related. Dice El Dani went viral this week. He was at the Coldplay concert Sunday night, and he got the quintessential video of Messi and Antonello Rocuzzo on the Jumbotron, on the Kiss Cam. No controversy there on that. Walk us through that, Daniel. So you probably go to bed at night and think, oh man, it's getting some hits. You wake up the next morning, and I am looking at your video on international soccer websites. What was it like, that period where you all of a sudden realized the whole world is looking at your X account?
Well, first of all, I didn't expect Messi and Antonello to pop up. I was really getting a video of the Panthers drinking beer out of the Stanley Cup while Chris Martin from Coldplay, the lead singer of Coldplay, was singing to them and telling them not to drive home and to be responsible. And then all of a sudden, I see the GOAT pop up, and I was like, whoa, I got to keep recording here because this is going to be magic. And luckily, I have the password to the media account for Wi-Fi at Hard Rock Stadium. So as soon as I got that video, I uploaded it to my X account. And right before I had left the stadium, I already had something like almost 500,000 views or something crazy like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. The next day I woke up, I had 30-something DMs in my inbox asking me to use the video. They'd give me credit from all over the world. I mean, it was fantastic. I lost battery 3 times on Monday.
There were times you used to get paid for that, for being able to use your video.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
Not like that back in anymore. They just give you credit.
So how many views did you get on that video of Messi and his lovely lady at the Coldplay concert?
Well, on X, it's up to 14 million views, but on Instagram, it's got to combine like 700 million views by all the different accounts that took up my video.
Wow.
It's crazy. I was talking with my golf buddies today because they also brought that up while we were playing. And I told them, I said, it's crazy how much Messi moves. Like you can tweet anything you want and you just put the word Messi onto it and it's getting 1,000 views no matter who you are. You could have 5 followers. You could have 100,000 followers. You're getting 1,000 views no matter what, just because you have the word Messi. It's crazy what he moves in the world of soccer, in the world in general, right?
He's a pop culture icon. He's an icon, and he's a pop culture icon.
He stabbed his wife on the kiss. He didn't give her a kiss.
Ooh. Oh my God! That must have been the top story in all the papers in South America. Messi denies wife kiss.
I just love seeing Antonella at the games. I love seeing Rodrigo de Paul's. Well, they kept putting her on the Jumbotron last night, of course, obviously, but I love seeing the families there, the wives, even the kids. It's just fantastic.
Well, you can't do it anywhere else in the world, right? You can't have your family that close to the field in any other stadium in the world. And so for these guys coming to live in Miami, just like Vlad said, you got a happy wife, you got a happy life. These guys, their wives are happy living in South Florida. They're with their families. They get to spend time with their families after the game. And it's just second to none. Really what Jorge Mas and the organization have done to create that environment for these types of players is going to continue to filter in great players to Inter Miami as we transition into this new stadium next year. So I'm just excited to continue to see what other names are coming because I don't know if you guys heard, but Heung-min Son is heading over to LAFC. So that is the third signing this transfer window in addition to Thomas Mueller and Rodrigo de Paul of players who can still offer the league something and are coming at a younger age. Obviously, Mueller a little bit older at 34, 35, but still Heung-min Son at 33, Rodrigo de Paul at 31. Guys, they're starting to get younger. They're starting to come, and that can only mean good things for the MLS.
I'm telling you, good things, good things. Daniel Solano. I don't have to tell everybody anymore because the whole world knows it's at Dice El Dani. One more thing. Pumas, Wednesday, 7:30. Can Inter Miami pull out a win?
No doubt. No doubt. I expect them to win. I don't think Pumas has had a great showing so far in Leagues Cup. They don't look like the Pumas of old. So no doubt, I think Inter Miami comes out. They're going to need the 3 points because, like I mentioned, there's 6 games today. 5 teams have a chance to get 3 points, to get up to 6 points and pass Inter Miami on the standing. So they're going to need the 3 points no matter what, and then they're going to wait and have to see what the rest of the league does in the remaining games.
Daniel Solano, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Vamos, Inter Miami. Thank you so much. Battered Herons Podcast. Daniel Solano. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys.
Later, my guy.
Next up, going to come back with some nay or day, thumbs up, thumbs down from some of the things that have been said at Dolphins Camp, 560 WQAM. All right, it's been a roller coaster of a ride today. We've been talking in Miami, we've been talking Dolphins. Now the Marlins going for the sweep against the New York Yankees, and they're already down 1-0 in the first inning. Edward Cabrera just 13 pitches in, so we'll see how this one plays out. Want to get back to the Dolphins, though. Some of the guys spoke with the media today, and we're going to see how we feel about some of their comments. One, Patrick Paul, who Omar Kelly earlier told us today was having a great camp, taking over for Teron Armstead. Does he have what it takes? Here's what Patrick Paul had to say.
Honestly, he was just coaching me up, any little detail he might see, or just giving me props to what he's done. And then we'll just talk about the next rep, what he might want to see, different technique or a different approach, be more aggressive, be less aggressive. Yeah, just that. Absolutely
Love that Patrick Paul and Teron Armstead still working together. Teron Armstead on the sidelines, making things happen. Very excited, very happy about that. Teron Armstead is saying the praises of Patrick Paul throughout this offseason, saying that he has been a sponge. He's been asking nonstop. Very, very encouraging sign right there. And Vlad, we're going to need him because he is got, as you said, all the physical talents in the world. We're hoping now that he can just put it all together and in his second year be a stalwart on this offensive line.
I mean, everybody thought he was a project when they was drafted, but they drafted in the second round.
Yes.
And if that raw talent ever gets polished, you can have a top 5 left tackle in the NFL. But he's not really the most important left tackle. He's the right tackle. The guy that's pretty important for your running game, because the running game went down when he went down last season.
That's true.
And he's the blind side for Tua. So Austin Jackson is really the most important guy.
And we're hoping, he said a lower leg injury. Mike McDaniel said he got stepped on. That's all they're saying right now. So we're going to see. And they're saying that he's probably not going to play until the first game of the season, the first official game of the season against the Indianapolis Colts. But the good thing is we're hearing from multiple sources that Patrick Paul is really getting things going and really making things happen. We also heard from Omar earlier today that Minka Fitzpatrick got an interception and got ran down by Tyreek Hill. Whether he actually really got ran down, or was he not just kind of running 100%? He's kind of taking it down the sidelines. Minka Fitzpatrick also, once again, spoke with the media.
The fact that he sends pressure in so many different forms. Some places they send two or three the same guys. Here it could be literally anybody, and it all comes from a similar look. So I think when offenses are lining up and they see us, they know that it could come from any direction, and I think that gives them a little bit of angst and has them play a little bit more on their heels.
So Minka Fitzpatrick talking about Anthony Weaver's scheme and how he likes that it's very deceiving and you can never really predict where it's coming from. Minka Fitzpatrick, a pro's pro, hoping this year, and you think that hopefully the style that Anthony Weaver plays and Minka Fitzpatrick being the pro that he is, that those two are kind of a good coupling together, because Minka Fitzpatrick, that type of safety that can be sometimes very deceiving, has had very good ball skills in the past. Although last year was a little bit of a down year for him numbers-wise, so was the secondary and especially the safeties for the Miami Dolphins. As far as numbers, turnovers, Minka Fitzpatrick, though, looking to have a bounce-back year for himself and basically, really honestly, for this secondary and the safety position, because as we talked about earlier, the only turnover from the safety position last year was Game 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Javon Holland punched the ball out, the 9-point play, as we like to call it.
That literally was a 9-point play. I didn't want to talk to Omar about Tua's and how great he's looked in training camp, because you kind of expect that. This is what, his third year in the fourth year in the offense,
right?
He should know that offense by like the back of his hand.
Yeah, and you're right, Vlad. There's a multitude of reasons why he should look so good. Number one, he's not getting. Secondary is questionable. We'll say that. Yes.
I mean, the secondary,
suspect.
It's suspect at best. And also, it's not like he's getting hit. So
that's true.
But what I do like to hear is that, like I said, the O-line is gelling. That's what I want to hear. And the fact that they're running the ball between the tackles and trying to establish some aggression, some physicality.
That's what they're saying.
As you will. Let me, my Dusty Rhodes voice, some physicality, which we've been saying for quite some time, that, and you called them out the first year. You were brought in here to be the run you were a running specialist in San Francisco. You were
Correct.
set. Mike McDaniel's job was to set the run game for the San Francisco 49ers, which had one of the best rushing attacks. You thought with what he did with Tua, getting the speed around him, that he would be able to continue the Dolphins running game, which was a top 5 running game from like when it was September, October, and November, and then it dies down. It starts to dwindle down towards the end of the season when the weather gets cold. I'm happy that he's trying. I will give him credit. He's trying to emphasize this training camp, that hopefully if they do it now, it will continue to be done during the season.
Only thing is, Alec Ingold did go down today in practice with some type of a tweak or an injury. So
A tweak.
We'll see. Good news though, Minka Fitzpatrick gets his second interception of the training camp. So a lot of production.
So who was the first one on? Zach Wilson?
That first one was on. It had to have been Zach Wilson. Yeah,
Quinn
remember, it
Ewers.
was about a week ago. It was a week
Right,
ago.
because it was to his first interception in 9 practices. They said.
Yes, this is the 10th practice today.
It was his first interception.
First interception. Yeah,
Hey,
so
that's pretty good.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, I know I was taking a little shot, but I'm like,
qualify.
yes. But
I throw more interceptions,
but it's weird. It's weird because I was like, what? We're trying to like throw a couple interceptions to let the secondary feel good about themselves, and it's like, nah, I'm burning you.
These guys don't have it in to dog it so that someone else can feel good about themselves. They're just too competitive and too skilled, man. So,
Dr. Toboggan, you're right. Sometimes we do call coaches guru before it's time.
We're quick to throw around titles in all aspects of life. So
yes, because that's that way when you throw a title, especially a positive title like that, if it goes left, you can easily just rip them.
Yeah. Very obvious. So, okay, well, the Dolphins, let's see what's going on with that camp. Let's get going. We're very soon going to have joint practice with the Chicago Bears. And a week from today, they're going to have their first preseason game. A lot of work for the newer guys and the guys that are trying to just work things out. Not going to see a lot of the starters. Austin Jackson's not going to be there. Don't expect to see Tua Tagovailoa. But
what about Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle
or Tyreek Hill?
I would not expect to see them in that first game.
Okay.
You might see them now. Nowadays, the NFL, the dress rehearsal is game 2 for most people, unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs, who seems like the dress rehearsal is all 3 games. Probably a little bit of game 2, maybe not. We'll see. Tua says he wants to play more preseason snaps. We'll see about that. Not too stoked on that one, but nonetheless, 1 week from today, first preseason game against the Bears. It's going to be a 1:00 kickoff. We'll have the pregame, the postgame. We'll have all the goodies right here. And then eventually we'll have Vlad in the locker room gathering interviews.
Vlad won't be in the locker room until...
Well, I'm talking about eventually for home games. You're going to
August 22nd.
The Jacksonville pregame.
Is it 22nd? Yeah, 22nd. Yeah.
So
the Jacksonville exhibition. Oh, he got hit right. Yeah, the ball hit him right. Yeah, he's going to take some time. Austin Wells.
He's okay.
The cup was there.
Thank
God he was wearing a cup.
Just so you know what happened. Then the catcher for the Yankees took a foul tip directly into the groin area. Goodness gracious.
Flush.
Yeah. That's the word. Flush.
Hicks foul tipped, and that ball hit him flush in the catcher's mitt.
Woo!
Well, his catcher's.
Yeah. Woo! All right, so Dolphins, please try to limit the injuries. That's all I can say. Come back top of the hour, 2:00 on 560 WQAM. Sports Day on 560 WQAM. My cousin Vladimir Louison. I am Dan Day at Vlad2078 at Dan Day Radio. The Marlins and the Yankees trying to finish off this 3-game weekend series at Lone Depot Park. Yesterday was a sellout. Today, it looks like it's a decent crowd, although I haven't really seen much of the crowd. Yankees are up 1-0 on the Marlins in the first inning. So we'll keep you abreast of that situation as Otto Lopez is at the plate taking his hacks. Yankees and Marlins, two teams that are spending very different amounts of money. Yankees are 8 games above 500, and the Marlins are 1 game below 500. So keep an eye, see how all that goes. We had Omar Kelly on earlier today. We had Daniel Solano on earlier today, talking Inter Miami, talking Miami Dolphins, two teams. Well, I would say have legends on their team. I don't know the Dolphins. Do they have any legends on their team?
Tyreek's, see, that was quite funny because as much as I was, I'm sick of Tyreek's act, I am not going to say that this guy doesn't have a chance of being the first ballot Hall of Famers. And it's very difficult for the wide receivers because they all put up some great numbers, and sometimes their personalities and their behavior off the field kind of
get in the way.
But I was looking at Tyreek's numbers. Tyreek has, in his first 9 years, he has, I think, 11,000 yards or almost 11.5. If he has 2 more years of 1,500 yards, he's going to have nearly 15,000 yards.
Well, that was the point Omar was saying. He still needs to give 2 or 3 more solid years.
But I don't see, the thing about it is I'm not assuming he's going to have a season like he did last year, because if everybody's thinking that he might have a season like he did last season, I would be worried and I would try to get rid of him.
That would be a nightmare scenario for the Dolphins if they had a season like he did last year.
And he still had 980 yards, like 930 yards last season. So, and they said he was hurt. The whole season was bad from the jump.
He did have wrist surgery this offseason, 2 wrist surgeries.
But the whole year was bad from the jump. He had 959 yards, 81 receptions, 959. I don't expect him to have that type of season again this year.
But Vegas is saying 985 is the over-under.
985?
Yeah, 985
I'm
is
taking the over.
I would take the over easy. Even
put in big money on that.
Even in a bad season, he almost had that. So they're expecting him to be hurt again.
And I mean, he had 959 with 4 different quarterbacks.
Right. And let's be honest, 2 of the guys were practice squad players that they picked up on practice squads.
Good job. Great that he could learn an offense quick.
Once again, it doesn't change the fact he came off the Ravens practice squad to come start for us. Tim Boyle, no jokes aside, he's still in the league for some reason. Skylar Thompson might not make the Steelers team this year.
You think? Can he not beat Mason Rudolph?
Did you watch that Seattle game last year?
All right, so looking at Tyreek's career, his first year with the Chiefs, he had 61 catches, 593 yards. Correct? Then he had a 1,000-yard season, 17 1,000-yard season, 18. Only 860 and 19. I wonder if he was hurt that year. Or there might have been some
suspension.
Suspension, right?
Yeah.
I think
that was some
the 4. Yeah, I think that might have been it. Then 2020, 1,200, 2021, 1,200, 2022, 1,700, 2023, almost 1,800, and then last season, 959. So even in the seasons that he had, he was less than 1,000. He follows those years with 1,000-yard seasons. He's gonna. You could pretty much, barring an injury that's gonna make him miss a multitude of games, you could put in 100 receptions and 1,000 yards for Tyreek.
I would definitely give him 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards.
So if he does that, if he does 1,200 the next 2 years, we're looking at a 14,000-yard receiver. Now the question is it going to be with the Miami Dolphins? Because Omar even said if he starts acting up or he feels like he's not getting the ball, he might get traded by the trading deadline.
Omar did say too, though, the reason they put up with so much is because he is just an out of this world football player.
You're not gonna. The speed this young man has is ridiculous. It is literally ridiculous. It's like literally it's like pressing the B button or I guess the kids now would probably be L or R1, however the controllers go now. But it's like pressing the turbo button. Pew! He's gone.
His football speed is second to none.
He is gone.
His speed is second to none, but his football speed is second to none. Because, like we've said, it's one thing to be super fast, but does it convert to the football field? With Tyreek Hill, it does convert to the football field. And I do still think, even though Jalen Waddle has taken a step up this offseason, Tyreek Hill is your offense's barometer. As he goes, this team will go.
Actually, I think the X factor for this offense is Devon Achane.
Yeah,
because he's going to get the ball more, and they're going to give them an opportunity to be a featured back.
I mean, that's what he was last year.
He was a featured back, but it was more so you put that man in open field, he's a terror. So they were getting him the ball they were putting the ball in his hands in any way shape they can, whether it be good catch, whether it's handing the ball off, dump screens, halfback screens, whatever. To get the ball out, because you didn't want the ball in what's his name, Tim Boyle or Snoop Huntley's hand that long. So get that ball to a playmaker and let that playmaker do what he do. And that's make plays. So this season, though, you kind of want to see if he can maybe take 5-6 more carries and show a propensity of running up between the tackles. Because a lot of
you think that's what he's going to be doing a lot more?
I think that's the way that if you're running outside, those defenders are so quick that boom, those outside runs, if they tackle you, now you got 2nd and 13.
See, I would think Devon Achane, we're going to try to use him in space and try to get him on the outside and try to use him in passing also. Between the tackles, that's why we drafted guys like Ollie Gordon II. That's why we've got Jalen Wright. And Madison, everybody's talked about Madison being as well of a running back. Now, these are the guys that you might want to run in between the tackles and then use Devon Achane as a change of pace on the outside.
But Achane's starting.
I understand.
Achane's starting, and there's going to be times you're not 1st and 10, 2nd and 8. You're going to give him the ball. You want to put the ball in his hands because he's a playmaker. You put that ball in his hands, he gets some space. He could take it. He could take it to the house. You have guys that have unbelievable speed. And in order for you to utilize the speed, you have to have space. So can those road graders that we call the offensive line, can they get their asses up the field always in a legal formation before you get a legal man downfield? But get the ball, get the blocks, get them some space, give Waddle, give Hill, give Achane some room to maneuver, and you're going to have a lot of chunk plays. And
we heard from today that there was maybe some penalties on the offensive line, but it's early in the season.
That is right. But here's the problem with this.
Early in the preseason.
It's early in the preseason. So if it continues in the regular season, we're going to be upset that it was not taken care of during training camp.
Yeah.
But then when people tell me it's only training camp, don't worry about it, and then it continues, then what?
What's the old thing? You practice like you play like you practice. Play like you practice like you play. Yeah. I'll give it some time. Like, we'll see how these joint practices.
And here's the other thing I want to know. After these first 3 years, what have you done continually that you see is not working? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his 4th year as head coach. There's got to be things that he's done in prior years that he has to see, you know what? Maybe they're not getting the message with this, the way I do things for this particular series, or these particular plays, or this particular formation, or this particular practice. He has to be accountable. He has to hold himself accountable of what things have worked, what things haven't worked, and what can I change in order to have a better season than I had last year, or a better ending. Because the last 3 years, his ending have been terrible.
Yes, they have not been good.
Which terrible.
Once again, leads to the narrative: cold weather, playoff caliber teams, hard wins, not easy. That's something that
running the ball towards the second half of the year. Can't win on the road. Can't beat teams over 500 or better.
Yeah. And that's probably why you've seen a large attitude shift in this team. It seems like everyone's shifted their attitude. Tua, obviously, is the glaring case.
I get it, but there's one guy who's not changing their attitude. And he's the reason why the whole attitude change talk has been begun.
Jalen Ramsey didn't want to change his attitude, so he's
50%.
Then you got Tyreek Hill, who, oh man.
It seems to me Jalen Ramsey's attitude is very nice in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it was. He had a great attitude when he came here to Miami at first. Remember, he's an alien. He's going to get back better from injury and everything. Mike McDaniel's even speaking a little more succinctly and a little more about a little more steady. So it's obviously and now I want you to listen during this training camp because you'll have the time before the season starts. The word leader gets thrown around all the
Leadership.
time. I got to be a leader. I got to be a leader. Leadership, leader. That's obviously a point that they're hammering home. We'll see. We actually talked to Cameron Wolf earlier this week, who was out with the NFL
really?
Network. Yeah. And
I love Cam Wolf, man.
He said one thing that this Dolphins team may be doing because they're not on paper as good as they were last year is addition by subtraction. Getting rid of some
You
of the
said that.
Yeah, getting rid of some of the older guys, getting rid of some of the problems, and then bringing in younger guys that are hungry, that are playing the game, quote unquote, the right way. So maybe that's a way. Some people might say that's reaching. I don't know. Well,
No, but you mentioned that from the jump.
yeah.
The minute you saw these moves happening, you were like, maybe they were trying to do addition by subtracting by. You mentioned the stat that they were one of the oldest teams last season, and then with the decision of not returning or re-signing some of these key vets, they went from one of the older teams to one of the younger teams.
Yes. And of course, that's going to fluctuate because you bring in new guys, old guys.
Right.
But they were around seventh youngest.
But then it made me look at, is it bad when some of your best players were the older guys
That's true.
and you let them go? Because put it this way, I gave you the example of the Jets. The Jets went from being one of the oldest teams last year to one of the youngest teams, and then they went from quote unquote having one of the best rosters last season to now having one of the worst rosters this season. And the only difference is the starting quarterback went from a 41-year-old man to a 26-year-old man.
Mm-hmm. We're going to look into the young
You understand
players.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
So
Yeah.
it's like you went from Calais and Jonnu
Those
and Jalen Ramsey to now Minka, Patrick Paul, and Kenneth Grant.
right. Two guys who are rookie, second-year guys. So, yeah, that totally skews the median.
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse everything.
So, yeah, you lose a 41-year-old and you get a rookie quarterback. That really,
But you go from 41-year-old quarterback, like in the Jets case,
yeah,
and then they were one of the top 5 rosters, and then now you take him out and you put in a 26-year-old,
Right.
with no resume, not the resume at the 41-year-old, but now you go from having one of the top talents to not having one of the worst talents.
some people would say.
Some would say. So it's like with the Dolphins, how do they go from having one of the oldest teams and being 8 and 9 and mediocre to now having a younger team
And hopefully winning more than
and
9 games.
winning more than 9 games?
Yep, that's an interesting thing. And we're going to take a look at some of the younger talent on the Dolphins in the next segment. But right now, let's get to some of these headlines. Mike McDaniel says Austin Jackson's injury sustained Friday at practice is minor, and barring any setbacks, he should be ready for game 1 against the Colts. The offensive lineman was said to have been stepped on and is not related to his knee.
When you tell me minor, is it minor and he's going to be able to come back and practice with the team in another couple of weeks? He doesn't have to play, or is this he's out until final roster cuts are made, and then that Tuesday heading? Well, no, is it Tuesday? That Monday heading into the first week against the Indianapolis Colts will be the first time he's practicing.
Yeah.
That's tough.
They haven't
That's
said
what,
anything.
yeah.
I mean, in a glorious world, in a more perfect world, he'd be out for like a week, get back to practice, just not play in the preseason.
Like
games.
I would want him to miss a week and then maybe get back into the scrimmage with the Lions.
Because you can't simulate game speed, but
Right.
you can't also come off the bench doing no practice, no warm, no conditioning, and then try to play week 1 because that's going to be a tough call.
And that,
Or
not-
even
you're not
a
going-
week of practice is
not even that, and you're not going against some weak guys in the Indianapolis Colts. You're going against the Forrest Bruckner. You're going
guys.
Zaire Franklin. They got I'm gonna mess up the guy's name. Is it Lalia Lateo? Something to that effect.
Yes.
And then they got another draft. They drafted another one this year in the past 2025 draft. So you're not having no bums in the end on the defensive side with the Indianapolis Colts.
No. The good news, if you're a secondary warrior of the Dolphins, Ifitu Malifonwu has returned. He's expected to be a starter right next to Minka Fitzpatrick.
This is the Polynesian part of the show.
Ifitu Malifonwu.
Oh.
He was out for a while, but he's back now. Marlins and the Yankees right now going at it in the second inning. It is 1-0 New York Yankees with the Marlins at bat. So we shall see.
No matter what a great week in Lone Depot Park, minus yesterday's fiasco. Just got to do better with the parking, or at least let people know that, hey, parking's sold out, and then they got to figure out the way. Yesterday, the no blocky were making so much money yesterday.
I'm happy for him.
I was happy for them. That's why I wanted to. I regret not taking my whip, because I would have taken my whip. I would have trusted the no blocky.
I like that old guy we always see that it's right outside the stadium at his house. It's like the greatest day of his life every day.
I've been a bad cousin. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
You're forgiven, but I mean, first of all,
I saw Officer Perez on Wednesday night.
No, you
I'm
cannot
sorry.
tell me these things.
I am so sorry. I was so upset with missing the game yesterday, and I was like, yes. And Friday night's game was so great that I completely forgot I saw Officer Perez during the Chris Brown concert.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said. Of course, you'd be out.
For the bad ones know when to go.
Of course, you would be out for the Chris Brown concert.
Oh, Officer Perez was outside of Lone Depot Park.
She definitely was probably outside. Yes, like the last 2 nights, because this week is
it's a big week.
It's been a big week for Lone Depot Park, and yeah, Officer Perez. Dude, it was crazy.
You should have gone by big fat huge.
Nah, bro. She was like
directing traffic. Okay,
and then I'm looking at him, and my boys with me. I'm like, is that Officer Perez? And I'm like, my God, it is Officer Perez.
Officer Perez.
Officer Perez. And then she's just telling me to move traffic, and I'm like, this.
I know. We've missed her the past couple times.
Oh man,
I was worried about her.
Yeah, so my bad, cousin.
Okay, well, at least I know she's still there.
Yeah, she's still there. She's still around.
Great.
She's still around.
Great. Keep her around. Wow. All right. Also, so that's breaking
news
right there. Well, not breaking, but kind of
to the point
urgent
where
news.
Next midweek afternoon game. We're not gonna go to Wednesday's game because Wednesday's game's at 4.
No, I can't do that.
Yes, I can't do that. But
Officer Perez is working.
She's back.
I love it. Messi not working. He played 8 minutes last night.
Well, he worked. He just left early.
Hamstring injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Maximiliano Falcone, he also put in 17 minutes of work, then decided to get a red card. Although I didn't like the red card exactly. The red card was a little weird.
You're making it seem like these Inter Miami players were just, they started working and realized, you know what? I'm done with it. Let me get out of the
Leagues Cup, whatever. Jordi Alba played. He scored a 92nd minute goal, header into the back of the goal. He also scored in the shootout and talked major trash to the goalkeeper. Helped Inter Miami defeat Naka 5-4 in a shootout. Next up, Pumas, Wednesday at 7:30. Jordi Alba, seriously, when he made that shootout kick, made it a point, got in the face of the goalkeeper, and really, man, I was like, man, Jordi Alba's like a legend in the game. I wonder if some of these guys, like the goalkeeper for Necaxa, not taking anything away from him, but not a legend in the game. When someone like Jordi Alba, and like you said, Lionel Messi talking trash to you, do you kind of be like, what the hell? And at the same time be like, this is awesome.
Nah, I'm thinking, wait, I'm under your skin? Like you guys are supposed to be the GOATs. You're the greats. And you're bothered by little me?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
little
but
me?
do you think, what's your problem? And they're saying, this is pretty awesome, man.
Little me? I don't care.
Marlon,
I'm happy.
Marlins just tied the game 1-1.
I know. I see that.
No, I'm just letting everybody know that it's possibly working or doing whatever they might be doing.
And they're probably going to take the lead. Second and third, one out. Luis Gil, his first start, throwing a lot of pitches in these first inning in the third.
Xavier Edwards at the plate. 5 Panthers have been added to Team Canada's Olympic hockey orientation team. Brad Marchand, Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, Aaron Ekblad, and Carter Verhaeghe. Next year, the Winter Olympics are in Italy. You're going to see a lot of Florida Panthers throughout that tournament that they're going to be having with the ice hockey. So get ready. Bam Adebayo, happy with the moves the Heat have made this offseason, saying it's a very good shakeup of our team, and now there is a different dynamic to it. Okay, different team.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he going to say?
I mean, the only difference is Norman Powell for Duncan Robinson. That's it.
So far. We shall see.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Now, if he had said, look, it's going to be a different team. We're going to have Andrew Wiggins for a full season. We just signed Norman Powell. A lot of the guys
Terry Rozier.
A lot of the guys that we added last year. We added them late, so they didn't really get a chance to go through a full camp or something like that. If he had mentioned that, I'd have been like, okay, I see what he's going there.
We didn't talk too much about the whole situation where The Heat didn't know if they wanted to pull the trigger on a Marcus Smart trade because they didn't know if Marcus Smart made them better than Terry Rozier.
Yeah, one guy's not getting in a gambling.
I mean, Marcus Smart now, once again, not the Marcus Smart of,
What, 5 years ago?
5 years ago,
Yeah,
but you got
okay.
really not a lot from Terry Rozier last year, and you're no guarantees that you're going to get anything from Terry
And the
Rozier.
Marlins are up 3-1.
I would think that if you could trade Terry Rozier for Marcus Smart, you go ahead and do that. But apparently, the Heat know more than we do, so you got to trust in them, I guess. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. If I get a chance to get rid of Terry Rozier, I would.
Especially with everything hanging over. But I guess maybe the Heat do the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I don't know.
I mean,
they said they didn't organizationally agree.
Marcus Smart's been in 2 bad organizations. He went to Memphis to try to be a mentor or a vet to John Morant. But what happened to John Morant? He missed the whole year. So if you're gonna miss the whole year, you don't really need the vet. You're out for the season. So
Right.
And then I think he played for Washington. You're not gonna.
I always thought Marcus Smart would be a good fit with the
He's
Heat,
good
'cause he works hard, plays defense
on a
He can
team
he
that's
can hit
trying to
some shots.
contend, a team that's trying to be a playoff team. You would want a guy who's going to be irritant in
Right.
the face, play tough defense, and he will give you at times. He'll hit a big 3.
Yeah, he hits big shots. I mean, I say big shots. He will get you a shot.
He
an
will hit a
important
big shot.
Yeah.
Yes, he will hit a big shot.
You leave him open.
You put him on a playoff contending team, he's going to be a factor.
He is a factor. Yes, I agree with that 100%. One more thing, Lando Norris won the Hungarian Grand Prix earlier today. Vlad watched it. He remains in 2nd overall in the F1 standings.
Yeah, it was a great race. It was a good race.
It's always good to go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A man accused his girlfriend of stealing his food out of the fridge. She adamantly denied it. So what he did is he set up a hidden camera in their kitchen to find out. You know what he found out?
It was the dog.
No,
It was him.
a strange woman was breaking into their house, stealing food regularly out of the fridge.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, what kind of security do you have that you're allowing somebody to enter your house all the time?
She breaks in.
Second, a woman's coming into your house. Like his girlfriend's gonna ask him, how does this girl have access to your house or repeatedly access to your house and stealing food from your fridge?
I would just be relieved if I was that guy that it wasn't her other boyfriend stealing your food.
Wait a minute.
Like you're like, who's stealing my food?
Nah.
You put up like a secret camera, like, oh no.
Nah, but wait
Oh
a minute.
no.
Oh, no, that's breaking and entering. Whatever I'll be waiting for your ass next time you.
Oh
break in.
no, that's even worse.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Yeah, but guess what? I have a friend with me.
My thing is how hungry must this woman be to be breaking into a house
But
regularly and
repeatedly.
stealing food? Stealing food.
No, but like the time when a person's gonna. The time when a person's going to bed and then you're going in. Like you're planning this.
Well, no, it's when they're not home.
When they're at work.
She's sneaking in when they're not home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or breaking in.
Right.
Man, that's a tough time for him because number one, you accuse your girlfriend falsely of stealing your food.
Well,
number
that's-
two, she should have rights to your food anyway. Number
Who,
three,
your girlfriend?
Yeah.
She does or she
She
should?
should. She should have rights to your food.
Not if she's living there.
What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. No, that's not true. What's
No,
mine
it's
is
not
yours,
because
mine is you have whatever is
you
yours. is
can't
yours.
go to her apartment and grab her food and stuff.
No,
like
that's what I'm
that.
saying. So the true relationship is what's
Nah.
mine is
I give
yours.
him-
What's yours is yours.
Forget that. I give him credit that he still lives separate from his girlfriend. 'Cause
No,
usually-
they live together.
Oh, they do live together.
Yeah.
So how can you blame her for stealing if he's? This is all confusing.
What's mine is yours. What's yours is yours. That's the way it works.
Anyway, did they arrest the lady that's breaking into
they
the
don't
house?
know who she is,
How you don't know who it is? You have the camera. They can't go to
but
the
they
cops.
don't know. They haven't identified her. She's not like someone that they recognize. So it's just like
How's she breaking in? That's the key.
she gets through a cellar door, some type of a doorway. Yeah. Just poison.
is
the
Europe,
food.
right?
Just poison the food.
This is in Europe.
No, New Yorker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just poison the food.
Wait a minute. If you're a New Yorker, you should know better ways to handle that.
Poison the food. Don't kill people. Just poison
I
it.
mean, if you poison the food, that person might die.
I said don't kill them. Not lethal. Just sickening.
It doesn't matter what lethal the dosage is. Just hey, you know what? Just don't put it this way. Leave a note. Hey, if you're stealing my food, there's some poison in there, so it's at your risk.
Ooh, we also have an NWSL game going on right now. The Portland Thorns are taking on the Washington Spirit. It is 1-1 in the 75th minute. So there you go. Just keep an eye on that. The Dolphins did get younger, like Vlad said, but did they get better? One publication says that's next here on 560 WQAM. The Miami Dolphins have gotten younger this offseason, but have they gotten better? Recently, I was playing around on ESPN.com, and they were ranking the talent on teams with their 25 and under talent. So what they did is they went around the league and checked out all the guys that were 25 and under on the team and what their rankings were for the team.
It's kind of tough because there's certain guys who were good and might have come out to the draft. They might have had 4 or 5 years of college experience. So they're good, but they might be 26 or 27 right now.
The only other thing is you don't know what's going to happen with Kenneth Grant. He's never played a snap in the NFL.
And we haven't seen, right. So if you're looking at teams that are, okay, you know what? Good. Do you think, Kuzan? I want to hear what these experts are saying.
Well, Dan Graziano wrote the article ranking
For
NFL, NFL teams, 25 younger players. And I'll just tell you right now, the Miami Dolphins, they have come in 31 out of 32 teams.
Because I'm thinking right now, none of the Dolphins' young like their best players are in the middle of the beginning of their prime. They're not in the early stage. I think year 4, you're in your prime. You're
You're starting to figure things out.
You're starting to figure things out. You might be young, and you're successful, but you haven't hit your prime yet. Like Jaden Daniels hasn't hit his prime yet.
No,
and he's definitely young, and he's younger than 25. But I'm not about to say Jaden Daniels hit his prime. But go ahead.
Okay, so they were ranked 31st out of 32nd teams.
So who was the 32nd team?
32nd team is the Denver Broncos. So I will give you the analysis that they give on the Miami Dolphins. 2024 ranked, they were 32 because remember, they were the oldest team in the league. So they did jump up one. They say blue chip players, settle. Notable graduated players.
Nobody 25. That's why. Two was over 25. Jalen Waddle's over 25.
The only player that has graduated and is now no longer with the team is, of course, one Javon Holland, who left in free agency. So here's what they write. It's not that there aren't young players on the Dolphins roster, but rather that we haven't seen enough from them yet to know if they're going to play a major role. The exception is 23-year-old running back Devon Achane, who didn't quite achieve the height of his 2023 season in 2024, but is still as fast as ever. I don't know if I'd agree with that.
I totally disagree with that.
I thought
he was, other than him, it was him and Jonnu that were the best offensive weapons on that team last
year. He took, when I say a step up, I thought he took a step up. He had a big rookie year, and I understood he broke some types of records.
But nobody expected it. You see, this is what happened. Nobody had expectations for him in his rookie year. Remember, he was backing up Raheem. Right. So nobody had any expectations. Last season, you were hoping if you had any expectations, it might have been hampered the minute Tua got hurt.
I thought he was,
and I still think
more steadying forces.
He was a steady force,
and he got better.
All the offenses focus on stopping him as well as Tyreek, because you're not worried about the quarterback.
And this year, in the offensive line, he was running behind. Whew, that was tough.
And
all right, so they go on the other side of the ball. Edge rusher Chop Robinson is 22 years old and ranked 11th at his position in the pass rush win rate.
Last 5-6 weeks of the season, and he showed tremendous progress.
But we haven't seen him as a starter. That's what they say. Storm Duck and Cam Smith, Cam Smith's going to bring it down a lot, are both 24. So Storm Duck, Cam Smith, 24, and will probably be the starting cornerbacks this season. Once again, they're obviously not that locked into the team, saying Cam Smith will probably be a starting line cornerback. But Duck has 3 NFL starts and Smith has 0 so far. So they haven't seen enough from Storm Duck and Cam Smith. And we're here to tell you, you're probably not going to see a lot from Cam Smith this year. Omar said they're probably going to move on from him, Vlad. And you know what? I think if they do move on from him, probably the best thing for the Dolphins. That's how low I am on Cam Smith right now. Patrick, I mean, I have not heard
He's literally person non grata to you.
I have literally not heard a positive thing about him, other than I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel says when he's on the field, he does good things.
Dude, when your uncle says
we don't hold your hand anymore,
we can't hold your hands anymore. You don't want to hear that from your uncle. I want to hear that.
I have not heard a.
By the way, I'm talking about Chris Greer, who's Cam Smith's a very good friend, close friend with Chris Greer's son, and many assume that's the reason why he was drafted, and he hasn't produced diddly squat.
A positive thing. That's
diddly squat.
Whew. So yeah.
So what you're saying is
they haven't seen enough.
Storm Duck, Devon Achane is your best young players right now.
Chop Robinson.
But Chop Robinson,
they want to see him as a starter.
Right, because they haven't seen him as a starter yet. And okay, so they're 31 out of 32. And Denver is 32, and I don't understand. So what, they don't think Bo Nix is going to be a good young quarterback, or
just don't have enough? And they
Patrick Surtain II is not the best cornerback in the league.
Number 1 is the Texans, who do have a lot of young talent.
That's because they got CJ, they got Nico Harris, and they have Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah, so they have, and they played and they've kind of proven themselves.
But their O-line stinks. Oh, and they also have Derek Stingley.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are probably the 25 young. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. They stink.
Just go and do that then.
I'm just saying.
So trying to finish out what they were talking about.
That's kind of bad the way they made Miami's like future doesn't look. It looks
No.
bleak.
The future's okay. The Dolphins had only 2 picks in the first 3 rounds of this last year's draft. Defensive tackle Kenneth Grant and guard Jonas Savinaya. Both players are 21 years old, with Grant's birthday on October and Savinaya on January. Once again, they haven't taken a snap. So there is a youth movement. We just, of course, have to wait and see. I think Chop Robinson, and I hear nothing but positive things about Chop Robinson. I think Storm Duck's going to be a serviceable starter in this league. So I'm happy about that. We know Devon Achane is going to be a good player and is a good player. Patrick Paul, nothing but good things. Cam Smith, we're not going to talk about that. Kenneth Grant, Jonas Savinaya, that is a good young core, at least on paper, if they play to their potential.
If they play up to their potential, yes.
So that's what. Oh yeah, Bo Nix. Remember, Bo Nix is old, bro. He's not 20. He's 25. He's 26 now.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he played in the college
right.
ranks for like 18 years. So.
That's right.
So,
you're right.
So they said Bo Nix, Patrick Surtain. We're talking not to get too off of the top of the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, Patrick Surtain, the second, graduated past 25 this past year. So.
Okay.
Don't let that rookie tag fool you.
I tell you, that's the thing. That's why that 25 is critical, because 25. If you get somebody at 21, you draft them they left college and enter the draft in their junior year. Yeah, that you could, and you see some type of success, and they've shown a lot of progression. Then a lot of those players, those teams that have those players will be in the top of the list. That's why I was asking, because like I know the Jets signed Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. They're entering their 4th season in the league. Or, but I don't know their ages as of yet. I don't know if they're 25 or they just passed 25.
Right. So that can be deceiving a little bit.
It's deceiving because, like I said, like you're not putting Tua. When you look at the Dolphins, I'm looking at Tua. I'm looking at Waddle. And I'm like, they're 26. They just entering their prime.
Yeah, they should be entering their prime.
They're entering their prime.
But we know these guys, or at least we feel as though we know these guys for the Miami Dolphins. You have to feel somewhat, although you're ranked 31st by ESPN, there's an upside to it because of Devon Achane featured back, Chop Robinson, great second half. A lot of people say he's doing some big things. But Storm Duck could be a serviceable starter, and then you've got the 2 rookies, Kenneth Grant and Jonas Savinaya.
Think about it, but then here's the other thing though, Kuzan. If you're looking at that criteria, a lot of the best teams don't have those players,
right?
I'm not expecting the Kansas City Chiefs to be ranked high because most of their players have been great players over a good period of time. You know what I'm saying? The Philadelphia Eagles as well. Maybe Jalen Carter changes. He changes everything, and that Cooper DeJean, maybe they change everything. But a lot of the good teams, they stay good because they've had their core for a number of years,
and they have their guys in their prime.
And they were able to select guys later on in the draft and polish them to become diamonds.
Yeah. It's a weird mix in the NFL. If anybody had it figured out, then they would be there every year making it happen. So it's one of those things. But yeah, if you have no guys under 25, but all your players are in their prime in like 26, 27, 28, well, then you got everything you want.
I know we're talking about the Fins. Just if I don't know where the Commanders fall in with Daniels, because I mean they're an older team right now. That's the reason why they were they're very skeptical on paying Terry McLaurin, because they know that in a number of years, in 2-3 years, they're gonna have to pay $70 million to that franchise quarterback.
If he continues playing like this, they're gonna have to pay him a whole lot of money.
And if you look at that Commanders team, they're ranked 3rd.
They're number 3rd. Jaden Daniels has a lot to do with that. Also, offensive line Brandon Coleman.
Okay, that's it. Okay, that one guy. Having that one young stud. That's why Houston is number 1, correct? Because
they said it's not all Daniels, though.
It's all Daniels. It's all Daniels. I mean, that's the other thing. What young quarterback is out there other than CJ and Jaden Daniels? There's questions left for Caleb
Williams, yeah.
There's questions for Michael Penix Jr. No, Michael Penix is old too. So he's
been around.
Yeah, he's been around. JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy's never played a snap in a meaningful NFL game.
Yo, the more I look at it, the more I like, you know what? Dolphins aren't as bad as everybody's making it seem like they're heading into the season. I kind of like the people that the Dolphins have.
I
more
like
so
the
than-
young guys.
More so, I like the young guys and the people that I've seen before.
Right.
Like I trust them.
You know them, but secondary is going to be interesting. Front seven, got to get to the quarterback. You got to keep Tua upright. We'll see. We'll see. But it's good to hear Patrick Paul and those guys are doing well, at least in practice. So we'll see.
Man, James Cook in Buffalo didn't practice.
Uh-oh, it's a business decision, he
It
says.
was a business decision.
Hey, I respect
We're
it.
getting to that point now in the training camp where, all right, I try to be the good soldier, but you guys you're playing with my emotions.
Well, that's the thing. The team is always going to treat it as a business and a business decision. So when players do it, you can't get mad at them if you're an organization or even if you're a fan base. Like everybody else is all about their business. Why shouldn't the player be about their business? I feel totally justified what he's doing. And we're going to get into that next segment. Some other things going on with the Buffalo Bills. We're also going to get into some of the craziness going on with Micah Parsons and all that as the show goes on, because we still got another about hour and 20 minutes. So next, let's get into something or nothing here on 560 WQAM. Cruising through on a Sunday fun day, sports day, something or nothing time, where we go through some of the things that are happening in and around the sports world. And Vlad tells me whether it's something or nothing. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at the plate right now. Miguel Cabrera pitching. Marlins are up 3-1 in the top of the fourth inning with 2 outs. So hopefully Miguel can get Jazz and we can move on to the middle of the fourth. Now, don't fool yourself. Edward Cabrera, no matter, he just struck him out. He will not pitch more than 4, 5, or 6 innings because that's what the Marlins do. But that's really what all of baseball does now. If you've noticed it, you go down all the box scores, and it makes sense with guys throwing out their elbows and Tommy John. Now, there's obviously been some sports science done that you just more than 100 pitches is just not very viable today, I would guess. It's not just the Marlins.
Man, give me a guy that I give him the ball and he can go 6, 7 innings.
Well, they're going 6, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I want the guy that can go 7. The fact of it is, you got a horse as a starting pitcher. It saves your bullpen.
But what if you have to stable that horse because it has to have Tommy John surgery from overuse? That's the thing.
Guess what? That's gonna happen regardless. All right.
But what if it is a preventative measure?
Old-timers didn't have that much Tommy John surgery. They were throwing like 25 innings and then working 9 to 5 during the offseason.
Baling hay and stuff.
Baling hay. Some guys are like traders in real estate agents, all of that. I don't want to.
I do wonder, like guys back in the day.
Soft now, you know that.
You get like Christy Mathewson would throw like 160 pitches a game.
We're soft.
Go out and work on cars for an extra job,
and all they did was put ice on their shoulders and drink a brew.
And like they were now. I mean, like there was like maybe they just didn't complain as much, but no, I mean,
they didn't. You got a splinter in your finger. I'm out 2 weeks.
I'm trying to figure out why people get injured so easily nowadays.
I don't.
There's no answer.
I don't get it with all the proper technology.
Satchel Paige threw his last pitch at 56 years old, I think.
He ain't do nothing. You don't think he would have loved to have some some weight, some a treadmill? Don't you think they would have loved to have those type of things back in the days?
I can show you how Satchel Paige trained.
Smoke a cigarette and drink a brew. And chase women.
Yep. Let's see. Now, I'm not joking. I think Satchel Paige might have been 49 when he threw his last pitch.
He might have been 49 when he threw his first pitch. I don't know. But they don't make the starting pitcher as like they do now.
Nope, he was 59.
Okay. He was 59. Still throwing. Listen, Nolan Ryan was still throwing heat at 48.
Yeah.
And giving Robin Ventura knuckle sandwiches. All right? They don't make him like they did back in the days.
Satchel, you're starting. We need at least 140 pitches.
Bob Gibson. And these guys would throw in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we soft.
And they were smoking people, man.
We're soft. I tell you why the generation's soft. It's the mother's fault.
Okay.
No, it's mother's fault. It's all mother's fault. If you want to know why it's mother's fault, because mothers decided that since they're spending their time with their children and they're spending their money on their children, their child should be rewarded with some type of award, even if they finish in last place. So when you do something and you expect an award, even if you lose, you soften up the competition and you soften up the individuals. That's Vlad's theory.
Okay. We'll see. Somebody got softened up today. Bills receiver Khalil Shakir.
Ugh.
He's going to be week to week with a high ankle sprain. Is that something or nothing?
That's something, bro.
Yeah,
that's not a good injury for the Bills. Didn't he sign a contract
Mhm.
this year?
And they're such a receivers by committee team. And
Which
he was
is- and they
probably
got-
one of
and
the
they were better.
He was one of the leaders of the committee too. I really like Khalil Shakir as far as skill wise.
He signed. He's a great slot receiver.
Yeah.
And they expect a lot from him and Keon Coleman with the Bills this season because you don't know what this James Cook situation is going to be.
He sat out today's practice because of business.
And Josh Allen, as great as he is, and he's unfreaking believable. You don't want that boy taking that many hits. I don't care how powerful, how strong he is. You don't want him to take that many hits. You don't want him. You could
ask Cam Newton.
Yeah,
Cam
you don't want
Newton.
to do that.
That was really bad the last years of Cam Newton, where you could tell he just had taken too many hits. His body was done.
Sometimes when you're too much of a Superman, your kryptonite's gonna show sooner or later.
Father Time, it catches up. No, you've probably seen this, heard about this. At first it was funny. Now it's not so much funny. The WNBA fan who
Oh, they're
threw
throwing the pink dildos.
sex toy onto the court the other day at the Atlanta Golden State game has been arrested and barred from WNBA games for a year. Is that something or nothing?
Well, it's something, but first of all, how are you getting that dildo inside the bag and going across security?
That's true.
That's just weird.
Maybe there's no metal in it. That's true. There's no metal. Possibly. I don't know.
But you should be able to see some
Yeah. But I think
phallic
maybe
some
they wore
phallic,
it like it was that, and like they touched it. And it's like it feels like it. It must be. You know what I mean? I mean, think about it. I'm just saying it's happened twice, and I think
I'm just saying you allowing some phallic instrument inside the arena. You're not checking your bag. You're not doing your.
But what if it was in a strategic place?
What strategic place is it going to be in?
The place that you would expect it to be in. Just say my girlfriend really likes me. I mean, if it never mind. I'm just saying I think the WNBA is trying to nip it in the bud. They don't want this to become a spectacle where people are throwing sex toys onto the court at those ladies.
What if one of the girls take it and they're like,
that is for them, not for I don't know. That's their choice.
Different mascot.
Sabrina Carpenter.
What about her?
She's revealed the track list for her upcoming album, Man's Best Friend. Something or nothing.
I'm not listening. So
oh, you don't listen to Sabrina Carpenter? Espresso? Please, please, please?
No.
I like Taste. Yeah, that's the other one. That's good.
That's the name of the song?
Yep.
What does she want to taste?
She says you can taste me on your boyfriend's mouth.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. Them fighting words now. Them fighting words.
Well, the song is that's not true.
You can taste me on your boyfriend's mouth.
Yeah, because the song is
telling
about
another girl.
No, it's not.
What are you talking?
You've never heard the song. You're not letting me tell you what the song's about.
All right, what is it about?
It's about a guy who breaks up with his girlfriend, starts dating Sabrina Carpenter, then goes back to his girlfriend.
So you can taste me. What are you talking about? What? Yes, she's calling out the other girl. You can taste me on your boyfriend's mouth, meaning I'm kissing your man.
No, she's not saying she's the other woman now. She's saying that in that break, go listen to the song.
Fam, if I tell you can taste me, if I tell another,
gotta listen to
if
the
a
song.
girl tells my girl,
Gotta listen to the song.
You can taste him on my mouth. That's basically letting you know I'm whatever the time was away. I was with you. I was with your significant other.
Yeah, that's exactly
okay. That's all it is.
Oh, that's all it is.
That's what I'm saying. You cutting off without even letting me land the plane, without let me steer. The fact of the matter is, if somebody says, "Yo, you can taste me on your boyfriend's mouth," is basically saying I was getting involved with your man at the time, whether that was your man or whether he was your ex-man. I was getting involved with so and so. So now that you're back with them, you could taste me in your mouth.
I always thought it meant you were doing something on the side.
No, basically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was on the side. It can matter if it was a breakup. What she's saying is, your man that you back in love with, I was tongue kissing him.
Sounds like you're interested in the song. You should go listen to it.
No, I just like the fact that she's catty like that. Like she's, you know what I'm saying? She's not, most people would keep it P.
She's an extremely derogatory singer. She sings very derogatory.
People like, nah, you keep it on the low, but she's all out in public with it. She's
her new song is called Man Child. I listened to it on the way in.
Taste, like that's nasty work. But naming a song Taste and then telling somebody you could taste my lips on your boy, you could taste me on your boyfriend's lip. Not even you could taste me on your boyfriend's lips. That leads to the imagination of many things.
That's Sabrina Carpenter.
Many things.
She used to work for Disney too.
What else you could taste?
She used to work
from
for
my
Disney.
lips.
She used to work for Disney.
Huh? Hey? What else? Yo, them fighting words. I know that for a fact.
Maybe a little more morbid news. A 57-year-old Michigan woman was killed when a stingray jumped out of the ocean and killed her. Something.
Wait, a stingray killed someone?
A woman, yeah, jumped out of the ocean into a boat and attacked a woman, killed her. Michigan, 57.
I mean, it's something. I'm sad for the family, but you were in Stingray's
home turf.
Home turf. Like, I always tell you, when you battle an animal in their land,
home field advantage.
Home field advantage is definitely going to be in effect.
A Chicago teen has a condition that gives him constant BO, but he's turned it into a positive by becoming a rapper, rapping about it and coping with it, and also helping others that may have that condition. Something or nothing.
Wait, he has a condition that gives him bad body odor?
Body odor, yeah.
Is there something he can?
No, there's nothing you can really do for it.
That's messed up, bro.
It sucks, man. But he's making it positive out of a negative by becoming a rapper and rapping about it. Now you're talking about a song called Taste. I wonder what his rap songs are called.
Stink.
Last but not least, you know I love the whole stories about people in China.
Okay.
Chinese man has been given some prison time for spiking his coworker's drink with truth serum. Something or nothing.
Wait, Chinese man's going to jail
because he wanted some work secrets from his coworker, so he spiked his drink with some truth serum. Tried to get those work secrets out, get ahead at the job. Where do you get a hold of truth serum?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is it? I mean, I've heard of it. Is it real though?
And how did they know did they see him? Did they catch him? Like, how did they
must have caught him, man?
How did they catch him? I like to know how you got.
Can you actually buy truth serum? Is a better question.
Fam, if you were able to buy truth serum, ladies would be buying truth serum by the dozen.
And you think like the law would use it and stuff like that. It's called sodium thiopentol.
Well, the fact that it said sodium, no.
Is a general anesthetic drug.
This game is over. 6-1.
Kyle Stowers just hit a bomb.
Yeah.
Three-run bomb. Kyle Stowers, what can you say? A true serum. I don't need true serum to tell you how good he is.
Oh, you know what? I apologize. Yesterday, you and Zach were saying that the Yankees were going to get swept, and I was like, relax. Well, you were right.
I also said yesterday's game was going to be a shutout. I said 8-0, but I did say it was going to be a shutout.
No, it was 2-0. You were quarter right.
Take your wins. You're a fourth of the way right.
You're a fourth of the way right.
Oh, man. So Kyle Stowers has been just absolutely unbelievable this year. He's batting around 300. He's hitting for power. He's leading a team that's, about possibly going to go 500 on the season right now. That's good stuff. We got one more hour to celebrate, too. So let's get you caught up on everything that's happening in and around the world. We're also going to check in Jerry World at next hour and get ready for the week ahead as we finish up the final hour of Sports Day on 560 WQAM. Man, that was a high fastball. First of all, I'd like to thank Kyle Stowers for his 25th home run of the year and putting up the Marlins 6-1 in the top of the 5th. Kyle Stowers' 25th home run of the year. This is the Marlins trying to get the sweep on the New York Yankees. Edward Cabrera on the mound, and he is pitching strong. 5 innings of 1-run baseball. So far, so good for our Marlins. Let's check in 305-567-0560. You can also jump into the YouTube and the Twitch and let us know what you are thinking. We got a couple of good comments that I wanted to get to before we get moving on with everything else that is happening. One person Nick T puts the Stour of Power. GP20 says Stowers Power. Yeah, that's the one I like. Stowers Power. A lot of love for Kyle Stowers, and very easy to see why he is having an unbelievable season. I want to say because Stowers, Stowers season. It's a Stowers season. We also got some good text coming at 305-567-0560. Today, Jack McKeon Day.
Jack McKeon Day.
Over there at Lone Depot Park. Jack McKeon Day. He looks great too, by the way. He looks very healthy, very young, I'm not even joking. He really does look like he's in good shape. And they're honoring him today, and what a great way to honor him. And also, we just got a text. I was not aware of this. 561 says, I hope you both wish Marv Levy a happy 100th birthday on the air.
I'm not.
Really?
I didn't know I was supposed to, but I guess.
Congratulations, Marv Levy. Great coach, Buffalo Bills, 100 years old today. We also got a 786 earlier today. We mentioned.
Oh, he's still alive. You know what? Shout out to him, though. He's still alive.
That's the reason why it's so.
I literally thought Marv Levy might have passed away already. But
no. That's why it's such
wow.
a.
All right, you know what?
That's like being
happy born day to Marv Levy. Wow, 100 years old.
Yeah, that's like a happy Earth Day to Alexander the Great.
My
got
bad. You know what? I take that back. I didn't mean to.
I was like, I know the rivalry runs deep, but man.
Yeah, right. Division rivals do run deep, but you know what? Shout out to him. You reach 100. That's what's up.
And then 786, I know earlier today you were saying Leonard Hamilton had a absolutely terrible race and he's having a bad season.
Lewis Hamilton, not Leonard.
Oh, somebody put Leonard Hamilton.
Because I was about to say, but Leonard Hamilton's racing for Florida State now?
Maybe somebody said Leonard Hamilton. I don't know.
Maybe I meant Lewis Hamilton. So.
It's so, now that we got Jack Jones on the Dolphins, it's easy. And I've heard a couple people, including myself, call him Jack Johnson every once in a while. Two totally different people. Jack Jones, NFL football player.
Jack Johnson, a legend.
In music and surfing.
No, Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson. You in your heart.
I thought Jack Johnson was the boxer.
So legendary boxer, and also more recently legendary, more like kind of like a reggae rock singer too.
Oh, okay.
It depends what you want. Do you want sports or do you want music?
I want the realistic culture of Jack Johnson being such a badass that they had to get trumped up some nasty charges in order for
Jack Johnson. Oh yeah, they finally pardoned him the other day.
Right, but they trumped him up some nasty charges.
Jack Johnson the boxer and Jack Johnson the singer look very different.
You think?
You've heard of Jack Johnson the singer, right?
Yes.
Just having them next to each other in the picture makes me laugh, man. Jack Johnson is a swole black boxer. Jack Johnson, the singer, is a white surfer from Hawaii.
Nick T told me, he's like, you're not missing much, Vlad. You're not missing much. Thanks, bro. Because of one's a surfer and the other one, legendary boxer.
Who had some bad charges against him that have
trumped up charges against them, man.
That have been finally, rightfully so, have been, what's the word, pardoned. Or not pardoned, have been taken away. They removed them. That was just the right thing.
Oh, come on. Oh, man. That was a nasty pitch right there. Oof.
Is that Volpe?
No, that's Carrera.
Oh, I'm talking about Volpe's at the plate.
Yeah, it's Volpe at the plate.
Volpe at the plate.
Volpe's had a good series. Probably the only one that's had a good series for the Yankees so far.
That was a strike. They call it?
That was a nasty pitch. I thought that was a strike, but they didn't. Jack Johnson got trumped up charges, but shout out to Marv Levy. Happy 100th birthday. Seeing 100 years. Especially, what's impressive about seeing 100 years? He coached in the NFL. That's a job that's going to stress you.
I was going to say,
that's
going to
age you a lot. That means when I was watching Marv Levy coach, He was like
still,
he was in his 60s.
yeah. And when the
He
Bills
looked like he was in his 80s at the time.
when the Bills went to 4 Super Bowls, he was probably like 65.
He was literally, what was it? They went, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94?
Let's see.
Yeah, 91, 92, 93, 94. 91 was 34 years ago? So he was 66? He's like 65 when he was coaching.
91 through 94.
91 through 94. So he was like 65 when he 64.
God.
Oh my God, he was 64.
He looked old back then. I mean, I was a kid, so everybody
I
looked
thought he
old.
was in his 70s and 80s back then.
One time when I was a kid, my cousin turned 20, and I was like, is he an old person now?
So-
I thought 20 was old.
Platinum Sword said he was born in 1925. Let that sink in. That man's seen many presidents. Many a president.
Many.
He's seen many wars. He's seen the evolution of many things. Cars, technology.
Yeah.
He was there when the space shuttle went to the moon.
Yeah.
Sputnik. He's seen it all.
Still hadn't seen a Bills win the Super
But
Bowl.
he still hasn't seen a Buffalo Bill win a Super Bowl.
He would enjoy that, though. I feel as though Marv Levy would enjoy that. No, I mean, as a joke.
The man is smart.
He was a great coach. Great coach.
Great with arts and literature. Like, he's really smart. Like, he could have been, to be honest with you, if he wasn't football, he could have been a great, war strategist. Like, he's really into history and all of that, literature and arts and all the nine. Very refined man. But I literally did think he was older than he was when he was coaching the Bills. So to find out that he's a hundo right now, shout out to him.
Absolutely.
And football ages the crap out of you.
Coaching must just age the crap. I know guys that coach their kids, 8-year-old team. They're like, oh, it's too much stress, man. It's too terrible. Just imagine doing it at the pro level.
But you ever notice when they take a year off, Nick Saban looks like a young Nick Saban.
Oh, they're invigorated.
Belichick's got he's got hot young, and he's got young presence.
I mean, even like Doc Rivers, I didn't know Doc Rivers had a real voice. All I thought his voice was because he's always yelling. But when he was on whatever program and he didn't yell every night, he had a normal voice. I was like, whoa, Doc Rivers is not coaching.
The raspy voice is done.
Yeah. Now, what about Tom Thibodeau? Are we going to find out? Because he's going to be out of coach.
Now, obviously, if Tibbs gets a mane of hair,
yeah.
because he's been trying with that little 3-strand come over for the longest. All of a sudden, if he comes back and he's doing NBA Today or he's on NBA TV and that man's got a full flock of hair, that's stress from coaching.
Yeah, stay out of coaching.
You see what happened to McDaniel? McDaniel don't look like the same Mike McDaniel.
No, he looks all groggy now,
he
man.
Looks like he looks punch drunk.
He looks groggy.
He looks punch drunk. That's the stress.
His first year, he was all suave and debonair, and now he's all shows up with stubble and glasses on.
You know who looks young? Paul Maurice.
Well, yeah.
Paul Maurice is aging backwards.
Hockey's different, though.
What do you mean? No, when you win and you know what you got, you're not stressed by anything. Even his responses. Does he ever look like he's ever disheveled? He's ever stressed? No.
No need.
Spo? Stressed.
Spo looks a little stressed, yeah.
Clayton McCullough? Young. Not stressed. Loving the life. No expectations. That's why. But
that is always the funny thing. When you're a low to no expectations team and you overexceed, then the next year everyone comes back and it's like, oh, they're going to be really good this year. It's different all of a sudden. And the coaches are,
Nick T's funny. Nick T's like, the trick is to look old when coaching. Like Belichick. He's right. Belichick looked like a disheveled old man wearing the hoodies and everything when he was coaching. Then 1 year off, he's on Pat McAfee. He's got a hot and young girlfriend. Look at him. He's cool dollar bill now.
He's living his best life.
Living the best life.
Win or lose this year on the football field, he has won.
Literally, Belichick is Unk. I know he's coaching Unk, but he's Unk now.
Doing his job. Mike McDaniel's the coach. He said Austin Jackson's injury sustained Friday at practice is minor, and barring any setbacks, he should be ready for game 1 against the Colts. He didn't go into how deep of how long he'll be out of practice, but looks like he's not going to see any game action until game 1 against the Colts. Offensive lineman was said to have been stepped on, not related to the knee that knocked him out last season. And then safety, Afetu Malafonwu did return to practice, and he is expected to be a starter for this team this year. So that's good news to get some help back in that secondary.
Okay.
I can't wait to say Efetu Malafongu over and over again this season, hopefully not say it too much though, because on defense you don't always like your name being called out. Offensive line,
unless you're doing good things.
Offensive line, you never want your name being called out
unless you're doing good things.
The greatest offensive lineman is, you're like, I don't know his name, man.
Anthony Munoz.
I never called it Anthony Munoz. I never called out his name. Just isn't that the greatest thing? To know you're doing your job is to know that no one knows who you are. Until at the end of the season, they're like the best lineman in the league.
So you're saying this is the opposite of Cheers? You want to go to a place where nobody knows your name?
That is true. Yes.
You want to go to a place where nobody knows your name? Yes. They're always glad that you didn't. Okay.
Never saw it. I don't know. Everybody knows Messi's name. He left the game last night, though, in the 8th minute with a hamstring injury. Maximiliano Falcone decided to join him in the locker room when he got a red card in the 17th minute. Jordi Alba, though, he stayed the whole time, scored in the 92nd minute, and all that craziness ended with a 5-4 shootout win for Inter Miami against Necaxa. Next up, Pumas, Wednesday at 7:30. We talked to Daniel Solano, and Daniel Solano said he believes that Inter Miami has it even without Messi in it. They have it in them to win because he doesn't feel as though Pumas' goalkeeper has been very good, and the team has actually not played that well in this Leagues Cup tournament. Yeah, I was wondering, I got there and I saw Messi playing, and then I blinked and I was like, Messi's not in the game? Wait, where is he?
Not fam. It was the first. So
it was the 8th minute.
When I finally got home after the frustration, just being pissed at the world, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, all right, let me start watching SummerSlam, which was okay. SummerSlam was good. It cheered me up. But while I was like, oh, wait a minute. Leagues Cup is on. Let me go check out Inter Miami. And right when I went to go check, that's when the notification goes, do-do-do-do. Lionel Messi exits game early of Inter Miami versus next. I'm not saying the word. By the way, can we all give a shout out to my cousin for saying the word, pronouncing the word correctly, and not having a slip up, while others in the station just called the team by a short version of the name. They just called them Next. Yeah, but my cousin, my teammate, co-worker,
work hard, man.
He's been pronouncing this name correctly.
I just realized, Vlad, the irony of when I sent you to fill out an application for your game for Inter Miami Necaxa, you're like, I'm going to the Yankees game. At the time, I
should have filled out the application for the game, because at least I would have been able to go to the game. I would not have been upset. I was like, oh, you know what? All right, it wasn't for this. Maybe it was meant to be the Inter Miami game. But then to be asked out of both. Yeah. Yesterday's game was great. That was a great 2-0 game. And then yesterday was a great 5-4 shootout.
I've never been to a shootout in my life.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was very confident. I hate to be like I said, you got Jordi Alba, you got Rodrigo De Paul, you've got Luis Suarez, you've got 3 guys that are Hall of Famers. And whoever else you want to put in there, it's like all they got to do is you could tell, like, even Suarez got up there to kick the final, and he makes it, it's over. I pulled my people near me and I said, let's celebrate this win together. And I got arm in arm, the whole crowd was arm in arm, and it's like Suarez cool as the other side of the pillow. Just whoop, easy business. Interesting story though. And Daniel Solano made note of it earlier. Of course, Javier Mascherano runs the offense, runs the team through Messi. And why wouldn't you? He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time. To see the change in the team when Messi went out from that first, the team was just totally on top of the ball, on top of the game, had control. When he went out, things started to change very drastically. Then, of course, when we went down a man and you had to be more defensive than offensive, but man, they really do. Messi is, and even though I understand Rodrigo De Paul, El Motorcito, he's still not the motor of the team. The real motor of the team is Messi, man. Messi is, it all goes through him. He's the eye of the needle, as they say in the good book. Got to pass through the eye of the needle.
Well, I'm happy that a great time was had and they won. By the way, people want to know what Necaxa mean.
We can explain to you. Are you ready?
Yeah, it's referred to as both a river,
yes, and a power play,
and a Mexican football club, and it's mean sound in the water, a place where the water has sound in the Teutonic language.
So Necaxa, it's on the Necaxa River, and there was also a power plant called Necaxa on the Necaxa River. So that's where that's coming from. It's in kind of north-south central. It's kind of north-south central Mexico.
Mexico.
I did the research, man. Dude, got to do the research.
Shout out to you, bro. You've been on all week, man. You've been pronouncing that name very well. So
never stops. No.
I just noticed everybody going, and they playing next. I was like,
NCX.
That's not the name of the team, but I guess the River of Necks. I guess, yeah.
The River Necks.
Yeah.
Not Sticks. Necks. Damian Lillard returning to Weber State as the athletic department's general manager. So, man, what could have been? What could have been if we could have gotten Damian Lillard? Of course, we probably would have lost Tyler Hero, and we probably now wouldn't have Damian Lillard because he got hurt. But could have been, man. What could have been? Damian Lillard is getting paid $70 million to rehab his Achilles.
Can't be life. You can't beat that life.
And I wonder how much Weber State is Weber. They didn't disclose, but I wonder if Weber. They have to disclose though, because they're a public university. Damian,
it ain't much, bro.
I know. I'm sure it hasn't been released yet. They're paying him $54.13 million. No, I'm joking. That's the typical not reading anything. You just see a number.
If Weber State was paying him $54 million, then I really want to be Damian Lillard. To make $120 million just doing nothing for 1 year, because I'm rehabbing, I'm getting paid.
Yes, you can. He's an expensive. They said he's going to be the most expensive assistant coach there is in basketball. You've heard now. The ball's in your court, Bradley Beal. I know Bradley Beal's playing. I'm just joking. Saying he's not.
Yeah, they don't need him in Florida. Florida's got enough.
Yeah,
they just won a national championship. They good.
The Canes play Florida this year up in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's the men's basketball team. The football team will be playing down here. No, I just wanted to clarify. Somebody's like, "Hey, what do you mean they're playing Jacksonville? They're coming down here to Hard Rock Stadium."
I got tickets.
No, the men's basketball team is playing Florida in Jacksonville in the 25-26 season.
There's so many details you have to give. Like the men's basketball team is playing Florida's basketball team in Jacksonville, but not Jacksonville, Alabama, Jacksonville, Florida, because someone's going to come on the text line like, you're giving false information. I'm like, oh my God. Like, oh, the Olympics are in Paris this year. Texas or France? Like, just stop. Although you might be drinking or smoking, so maybe that's why. I understand.
It's cool, Hammer.
Lando Norris did win the Hungarian Grand Prix earlier today. So I guess Max Verstappen, did he crash out? I don't know, because he did not finish anywhere near.
A lot of them wanted to go on their summer break early.
Summer breaks early, okay.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think a lot of them just because they were in Hungary, right? It was the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Yeah, Hungarian, yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of them, their minds was, I'm going to take this break, and I just want to get done with this race.
Get ready for the break. That's what I'm talking about. Right now, let's get ready for the day spa. A 64-year-old British woman named Suzette Noble. She lost her lifelong partner, her husband, in 2022. Following his death, she vowed to ditch the monogamous life, and now she sets up sex dates with randoms every Sunday.
Yo, that's nasty work. She's a garden tool. She's always been a garden tool, but she was married, so she couldn't wait for her husband to bite the big one. And the minute he died, she's carefree. Live your life, man. Live your life.
She sets up the Lord's Day to be the day that she gets around.
Is it on Sunday?
She said every Sunday she sets up sex dates.
That's a good. Now she's British, right?
Yeah.
Now. How desperate are some of these men? Because on Sundays that's big premiere day.
Yeah.
So
you might not do it after the game. Well, no, the games over there aren't at 10 in the morning like they are over here. They're in the afternoon and stuff.
But what time is what time they getting their freak on?
I don't know.
Is it during Arsenal versus against Man U? Is like it gets around that time? Because that might be the perfect time because all these guys are in the pubs and everything. Do you tell your old lady, if you got a little lady and she's a side piece, you're like, I'm going to the pub to go watch Man U, and you're actually going to her house? I respect to her. Live your life. You're not married. You're not in a relationship. You can do whatever you want. Seems like that's something you wanted to do for a while, and maybe might have been. I don't know how her husband departed.
Hopefully it was suspicious.
I hope it wasn't suspicious. I hope she was there by his side, taking care of him in every way, being, Nurse Nightingale.
This is taking an odd turn.
But I'm just thinking, why did she pick Sunday? Because that's the day that all the men in England are watching football.
I mean, maybe it's
That's
the most
Premier
convenient to
League.
her. My thing is this: have you ever noticed, like, especially as guys, and I can only speak from the guy's perspective, but yeah, that guy friend or group of guy friends, like, I never miss a Miami Hurricanes football game, or I never miss a home Dolphins game. I go no matter what. And then they start dating a girl, and you're like, hey, you going to the game this weekend? Nah, man.
Nah, I can't do it.
We're going out of town. We're going to Orlando. Like, but wait,
Nah, ma.
you said you never missed a game.
Nah, ma.
It's like, does it change that quick? All of a sudden, you're in a
It ain't-
relationship?
Not for me. Not for I.
Some guys do it. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you told me that you don't ever miss a
Nah.
game.
And I hate when a girl, like, that's the thing. Marv, you know I was a fan. Like, don't, we ain't gonna, yo, be gone. Be
That's
gone.
what, and look, don't take a lot of relationship advice from me, but in any relationship, whether it be of a loving, you know what, I'm trying to use the word that's not sexual, whether it be a sexual relationship
Intimate.
or just a friendship relationship,
Right.
you have to lay down certain things early. Like,
Yo, I
hey,
love my sports. Don't bother me when the Knicks, Jets, and Yankees are playing. Like, get out of here. And the you.
because you if you're not consistent, you're gonna get eaten alive. I'm
Right.
just saying friends like Vlad now, like Vlad. One day I don't work. I said it earlier. I don't work Easter. So if you need me any day on Easter, we're not doing the show Easter Sunday.
Right.
That sets it off from the get-go. And so you need to be firm with things that you absolutely believe in.
And if I ask you why, you let me know why. And then it's like, look, I'm not going to change. Like, this is my answer. I explained it to you. If you can't accept it,
Right.
cool.
But it also helps your partner too. So not 5 months down the road, they don't realize, oh, wait, you love sports more than me. It's like, you tell them early, look, I'm watching this game, this, I don't miss it. Now you can make your choice. But I've already, yeah. So.
Yeah, that happened the other day. I went to go see my homegirl, and her man is a big 49er fan. And I'm like, hey, a couple of months into the season start, and her face just got, I'm like, look, ma. Like, and this is my homegirl. I was like, you already know. Like, don't be upset. You've had the whole summer. Like, everything you wanted to do with him, you've had the whole summer to do. It's our time right now. Football season's coming. Like, don't be upset. You know that. Women should know. Once you date somebody who loves sports,
and they let you know from the beginning,
you know what they're gonna do? You always want them to be inside, right? Well, their asses are inside watching sports.
Yes, absolutely.
So they could be outside watching sports, but they're inside watching sports. So don't be upset.
Speaking of football, Jerry,
Jera.
next. Jerry. I'm not talking about Jerry Springer, although the Jerry I'm talking about is very captivating or very showistic as Jerry Springer. I'm talking about one Jerry Jones. He's been doing it well for the Cowboys, at least business-wise, since I think 1989. He's been the owner, the general manager. He makes sure the coffee is hot when you get in the morning. He makes sure everybody gets their contracts. Micah Parsons, we'll wait and see. Jerry Jones was, of course, always willing to speak, Vlad. That's one thing you have to admit about Jerry Jones. Always willing to give his time to the media. Nice man. So he was asked about
What was he asked?
Well, I mean, what do you think he was asked about? Go ahead, Jerry Jones, speak.
Jerry, are you considering trading Micah Parsons?
Well, let's put it like this. Surely you guys have been around this stuff and know to recognize negotiation talk, that type of thing. And so that's where I put that.
So are you considering it?
I'm not. At this, the facts are that that's like anything else. I think the world of Micah, and that's just a part of negotiation. I'm here. I do what I do. I love these guys. Frankly, I could be any place in the world. And I want to be right here. I want to be right here with camp. I enjoy these players. I enjoy Micah. But as always, in any relationships, there are different moods at different times of your relationship. That's what it is. Don't lose any sleep over it.
So just to be
That's the
clear,
one thing I would say to our fans. Don't lose any sleep over it.
There you go, Jerry Jones at the end. Yeah, posturing, bouncing around. And then the end basically lets you know if you're a Cowboys fan, we're good. Don't lose any sleep over it. And then he doubles down and goes, don't lose any sleep over it. Meaning, Vlad, this deal's going to get done. Micah Parsons, he ain't going nowhere. He is going to be a Cowboy. I do appreciate Jerry Jones. If you are a Cowboys fan, don't lose any sleep over it. Basically saying, yeah, it's taken care of. Taken care of. And, you know, Micah Parsons requested a trade once again.
Yeah, but, bro, we already know what's going on.
I know. But at least Jerry's being cool about it and saying, you know, read between the lines. Don't lose any sleep.
But basically he's letting you know, don't mess up my plan. I'm gonna sign this guy September 5th at 6:30 p.m., an hour and a half until kickoff, and then that's gonna be the news that people are talking leading up to kickoff of the first game of the 2025 season between the Eagles and the Cowboys.
And you have to understand, all's well that ends well. Jerry gets what he wants, the player, the exposure. Micah Parsons gets what he wants, the contract. The fans get what they want. Micah Parsons, TV gets what they want. Everybody wins in this situation. And now Jerry's telling you, don't lose any sleep over it.
Don't lose any sleep.
Like, look, we're playing a game here. Vlad, we're playing a game here. Don't stress yourself out. It's going to be fine. Like, he's worried about your stress levels. You know, that's why Jerry's telling you, don't lose any sleep over it. And then he doubles down and goes, just don't lose any sleep over it. So, yeah, I would be floored if Micah Parsons ended up anywhere other than the Dallas Cowboys. And actually, I would prefer if it happens like you said, Vlad. He signs an hour before the game, goes out there, gets 2 sacks, points up to the press box. Jerry's up there, brother. Sweet, and Jerry's pointing back at him. Yeah,
that's why with the Cowboys. You know?
How about them Cowboys? Oh, and then they win the game. Oh my goodness, you'd never hear the end of it. Another big brand. Another big name, Luka Doncic signed a 3-year contract with the Lakers, extending him. He talked about how he hopes to be a major part of the future of the LA Lakers.
Honestly, my first and the moment was when my first game. You know, I didn't play for 5-6 games. I don't know exactly how much, but the way they received me, the fans, the team, you know, it was unbelievable. In that moment, I felt something different. So I was really excited. Being a Laker is an honor, and I wanted to be here. So obviously when you look up here, so many great names and what they achieved, you know, I want to be up there too one day.
Luka Doncic wants to be up in the Raptors doing the 3-year extension in a way. Now, this is a weird math, girl math, maybe even. He took a little bit less now in hopes to sign this huge supermax later with the LA Lakers. But if you're an LA Lakers fan, you have to feel as though it's kind of a passing of the guard. Although LeBron James might play till he's 60, he seems like he still has plenty of gas in the tank. But you got LeBron and Luka, and even when LeBron possibly decides to give it up, you've got Luka, your new future.
Well, that's the thing that I got to give Rob Pelinka credit, and that's why that trade was I mean, it just pretty much gave him the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Lakers are all about superstars. So the more superstars that they have, that can carry the legacy of, I don't want to say Showtime, but of being the most prominent NBA franchise.
Oh my God.
No, it's not gone. Is it gone? Hey, who hit that? Was that
I've
Stan?
seen Jazz Chisholm hit enough home runs in that park. Yeah, that's gone. 6-3.
Oh, it was a 2-run shot. Okay. I like the fact that they know that after LeBron, they have
A long future ahead.
they
of
have
them,
a long future ahead.
most likely.
And with that being said, that means now they know that all the people will come play with Luka. Then, you know what I'm saying? There might be other stars, other role players, important role players that will come to LA and play with a man who's just entering really his prime of his career.
Yeah.
He's still in 26, maybe 27. So he's probably got another 10 years of dominance still. I think it was a great move by both the Lakers front office and getting him on a kind of a cheap deal.
Yeah, but they're saying that he's signing a little less now for a little more later because he could sign even a bigger super deal later. But give credit to both sides, to be honest with you. I give credit to both sides, Lakers and Luka. And apparently Luka has dedicated himself to physical fitness or whatever you want to call it this offseason. Lakers seem like they've set themselves up pretty good. Jerry Jones seems like he set himself up good in a lot of different ways. Cowboys are going to remain the biggest brand in the world. The Lakers are going to remain one of the biggest brands in the world. And you kind of see why it doesn't seem like it's going to fall off anytime soon. One of the biggest brands down here in South Florida, Miami Dolphins, one of the best people. One of the best people that covers the team is Omar Kelly. He gifted us by stopping by and giving us an update fresh from practice. If you want to know how Dolphins practice really went today and how this team is really doing, you got to keep it locked because the Omar Kelly is next on 560 WQAM.